What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kiss and then walk again, talk, talk, kiss and then talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Haunters Anonymous. We are out of our hiatus. Hopefully everybody's happy with that, as usual, and as usual on both shows. James, Mr. Clickety Clacks, is right here.
Hello, happy haunt people.
we gotta shift gears on how we present ourselves.
I don't know how to do this show anymore.
Oh my god. I'm like looking at the screen like I almost was on the wrong stream. So yeah, we did a coin toss and decided that it was time to get back into the swing of things with Haunters Anonymous.
It is February after all.
It is. We are just coming out of the few haunts that have decided that they still need to drag on, Valentine's Day as a haunt day. Not nearly as many this year because I think some folks are deciding that it's too big of a pain in the butt. And the few places that I saw that did it, of course, they tout large numbers and pictures galore.
It seems like it's got to be like, it can't be that financially supportive to do. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of work for just a few days.
Well, I only know of one haunted attraction that really does a lot of retheming. I won't mention them. But I think they spend way too much money trying to do what they do.
Yeah.
For Christmas, Christmas and then Valentine's. I don't think they did a lot of retheming. I think they rethemed themselves back to Halloween mode for Valentine's, with a little bit of here or there. But Christmas they did do quite a bit, which means that they spent a good chunk of money. So, um,
Yeah, well,
hey everybody,
welcome everybody that's here. Yeah.
yeah, thanks for showing up.
You guys do know we have another show, right?
Yeah. We talk haunt stuff even on the Ministry of Amusement, but that's okay.
We talk about as much haunt stuff on this show as we do in the other one.
Yeah, we'll probably do a little bit more because I guess we try to keep the ministry mildly neutral. Oh look, a backstabber in the house. Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Let's keep the violence. Let's not choose violence here tonight.
Lord. Yeah, because you'll get if you start doing violent things, Scurry Face will come in and try to moderate.
Nobody piss Zach off ever, all right? Because you got a whole world of pain coming your way if you ever piss that man off.
Yeah, we need Zach. We need Zach in here.
He gets set on a mission and he goes for it, like completely, utterly unrelenting.
Zach will duct tape his phone to his hand so he can continue. There he is. Hey Chuck, what's up?
Hey Chuck. Boy, it's weird being on here right now.
What is that? RJ. Good Lord. There's so many people here on this show. I'm like, I can't keep up. Insert rant. I know, right?
Oh, hey, we got a Streamloots
Reginald
already.
Cornelius wants to shout out.
Oh my God,
Chris
we're back to
Gaines
Streamloots. I'm
tried to
loving
take
it.
me out to the underworld, but
Streamloots
I
are
have
always
survived.
fun.
I'm back. Bye. Will survive. Chris Gates trying to take me out, but I won't go and die. Bye.
You know Reggie's been holding on to that for the last 3 months that we've been gone. He's just been dying to bring up Chris Gaines on his Streamloots.
Speaking of Reggie, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, man. I hope you're doing better. That was not cool.
Nope. I have survived. Reginald has survived, as it should be. So say we all. Well, good. Yeah. So most likely, my guess is, we'll probably start back on the anonymous stream. I guess I don't know. We'll chat about it if we put the ministry stream in hiatus, or maybe
I'm thinking
maybe
that's what we do right now. Let's just put them on hold for a little bit and.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and put. Hey, Kale, what's up? Well, we'll go ahead and say that the ministry is now on hiatus. I'll make some posts and we'll go back to fun and interesting facts for a wee bit. Get back into the haunt mode.
Hey, Cat. I believe that's Cat, right? KL Swift is Cat.
Yeah. I just like saying Kale.
All right. Bougie.
So as far as the quick haunt news, of course, we're only in the middle of February. So things are kind of ramping up. We, of course, had the Halloween Party Expo happen in Las Vegas. Didn't really hear much about it. We had Fear Expo happen. I've heard mixed things back and forth. More good than anything else, like good and neutral. First year, so we'll see. We just came out of, like I said, the creepy Valentine's haunt thing that I would say a very, very small handful of haunts actually did. Nowhere near what it used to be. I really think the tide is turning with the Christmas and the Valentine's haunt. I think that I think a lot of haunted attractions are realizing it really is not, like you said, it's like not financially viable, really. Yeah. So it's just kind of a silly thing to do at this point. Put the focus where it needs to go, which is Halloween. Reginald says, I'm sorry I wasn't trying to scare anybody, but I accidentally scared a lot of people with my near-death experience. Well, that's not good, dude.
Well, yeah, man, that would do. I hope you, at least when you were in the hospital, you broke your ass into the kitchen and showed them guys how to do a thing or two.
Gentlemen, my mashed potatoes are unsatisfactory. Let me add 20 more. Yeah, let me add 20 more ingredients, and then while we sit and cook this, we'll all have a 50-ingredient sugary drink.
Oh, Zach, thanks for the 10 packs, buddy.
Thanks, Zach. We are back in Streamloots.
We are in Streamloots mode. And if you don't know what Streamloots are, you haven't been here long enough, and you need to do your research. Because we are the only haunted attraction live stream that does Streamloots. We brought it to Facebook and YouTube, and we will always be the first one to do it. So even if you do see somebody else doing it, they're just ripping us off.
Which is highly unlikely because technically
it takes a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, we're honestly, I mean, not tooting our own horn, but since we are out of hiatus, we are like probably the most technically savvy.
Not to toot our own horn, but beep beep.
No, as I streamed this all from a 10-year-old iMac, which does exceptionally well. Thank you very much. I wanted some. That food was so disgusting. I bet. David, what is up?
Reggie's doing jump scares. Got that pumpkin popping up. I love this, man. It's been so long since we've seen it.
Yeah. Well, like, what'd you say? November?
Yeah.
November. Let's see. November 1st,
December. Like, it was like literally the last one in October.
So it's, let's see, November, December, January, February. So a little over 4 months, which, you know, that's to be expected. Quite honestly, I mean, I'll even wind us all the way back to November as far as haunt news. Yay, more Streamloots. That is so cool to see things and Jumping Skeleton. Literally none of us missed anything. I will go ahead and say that, like, on November 1st to now, honestly, you have missed nothing. I have had no news to give you. Everything went pretty much radio silent. Like I said, the few haunts that opened up for Christmas, it was insignificant. Like I said, Fear Expo happened, Halloween Party Expo happened, then Valentine's. So the next big thing, of course, is the Trans World. It's not the Trans World, quote unquote. It's not really about vending and or selling or buying. It's a drunken party fest show. I'm becoming more and more disgusted with Trans World.
Well, everybody's trying to go, you know, people that aren't really looking to buy, they just want to go for the experience.
Yeah.
Are taking up spaces for people that really want to purchase stuff.
Right. And, you know, coming in with fake credentials and
media. Yeah. Why would you need media here?
I was like, I thought you said I'm Medea, and I'm like, holy shit, what happened?
I'm scared.
My credentials are on the back of my tie. Reginald,
so toxic.
I'm just glad, you know, I know you got some so violent and dramatic. I know the food was bad, but I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're okay. It's good to see everybody on the show, but Reginald, definitely you have been on the show and not in the hospital. So Vic says everything's been dead until last week or so. Yeah, true. Transworld sounds like my kind of place. Mark, actually, you would be the grand poobah of Transworld.
If you want to go, Mark, we can give you the media credentials. It literally only takes an email to get.
That's true. That's true. I mean, we could set you up with a tag. And Vic says Transworld was a blast. We're going again this year. Yeah, and yeah. I mean, everybody says, and Vic, this is not, everybody says it's a blast, but quite honestly, Transworld is nothing but a party. It's an expensive party where some folks will vend there and lose their asses. Some folks who've been doing it for a while, they know they're going to make the money. They could make the money whether they're there or not. It's a party. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But, you know, as far as an actual Sanctus, something that really, really does a lot of good for a lot of people.
Because they are an asshole.
Okay.
Streamloop. All right. You're good. Zach Black had to play the asshole card.
Nice. As it should be. Reginald says it's not haunt related news, but did you see the Michael Jackson lookalike that had to beat the dude in Las Vegas? That was actually the homie who wrestles. No, I did not see that.
This is the kind of stuff that we miss from you, Reggie. Where is
Yes.
our chat on the screen right now? I am highly offended right now.
What just happened to the chat on the screen? It just like
Yeah,
vanished.
it's just, I haven't blown the dust off of this.
It's maybe you should vacuum the pre-workout explosion off of the keys that control.
There's so
Honors
much of
Anonymous.
it on the damn mouse pad, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, RJ says so. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like James said. There's so many people that go there with bullshit credentials or fake credentials or no credentials, where Transworld is supposed to be kind of locked down, that it really, really does, I think, water down. It waters down what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the world's largest haunted attraction vendor convention. If it's going to be just a party, just say, hey, Transworld is nothing but let's all party and get drunk and trash all the hotel rooms and piss off the people that work all these places, so that we can make our displays and blah 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 blah. And I'm not the only person that actually has that opinion. So
Yes,
there's
Kat,
quite a
that
few
is
people.
actually very accurate. Transworld is more for the pros, and Midwest Haunters Convention's more for the home haunters, the smaller places. And if you don't believe this to be true, go into Haunt Hub and ask them to pay for your way to get to Transworld. They will annihilate you.
They will make you into nothing but a small pile of cinders.
I read somebody's post on there and I felt bad about myself when I left, and it wasn't even involving me.
RJ, yeah, I think a lot of vendors did do well in Fear Expo. I think you're right. I like I said, I've heard good to neutral. I haven't really heard anything bad about Fear Expo, but I've heard good to neutral. And that's good for a first year, their first physical year. Yeah, Transworld, being that they also own MHC, they really need to up their guidelines and really, really do more vetting for the people that go to Transworld. I mean, I have seen banter from vendors who sell way expensive props. They're well known in the industry, and even they say it's like literally you get all these clowns and bullshit and people who aren't buying, who are there to party on bullshit credentials, and they just stand in the way of the people who would like to come up and see the props that are going to spend 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $100,000. I think it's just really disrespectful that Transworld doesn't lock down what they say they lock down.
Yeah.
It really is, because the people that are vending pay a butt ton of money to be there. And there are new vendors and semi-new vendors and old vendors who would like to actually go there and be able to network and not have to watch all these ding-dongs running around touching shit, and they wouldn't be able to buy a $5 cup. And I'm not being mean about it. They wouldn't be able to buy a $5, sippy cup.
Yeah, if you're asking to pay your way to Transworld, you have no business to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Haunt Hub is actually pure gold. It gets a little monotonous at times, but
I mean,
there
they're
are some
mean
things
though. They're like
there.
super vicious. Like they're no holds barred. Like they're gonna take you to the cleaners.
Oh yeah, and that's why there's just chunks of people. Well, not chunks, but there's a small group of people that don't like them because they get more hell than everybody else.
No.
Reginald says Wait, what? Which part are we talking about here?
I was remarking to your remark.
Oh, sorry. Reginald says the vaping clowns are getting crazy and crazier on Facebook. I don't know what happened to them, but it's getting bad. Well, because they're entitled little twits, is what it is. They're just entitled little twits. And the thing is, they know they're insignificant, like way insignificant, and people are really starting to hardcore let them know that, and so they're going into defensive mode. It's like the animal that you get into a corner. Quite honestly. Vic says I'll be vending at MHC this year. See, I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm not going, but I'm looking forward to seeing how you do. I think Vic that you will do very well. Isn't the whole trio doing it? Aren't y'all doing like one table? Or am I wrong about that? RJ says I like when Transworld was more business. A lot of people, a lot of old timers in the business
Yeah.
appreciated it when it was more business than, you know.
It really should be a commercial expo, like more of, we'll have a day for, regular folks to come in and check stuff out. And then the other 2 days are strictly, you need to have a business license or something to prove that you're legitimate enough to be here, that you're not just like, I want to see what's here.
Yeah. And I mean, if you own a haunted attraction, I really think that you need to be able to show what your intake is. I think you need to be able to show like bank statements. Do you actually have the money to be here? And if they make a if they give you, I can't think of the word. If they decide that, well, you're an up and coming haunt, so we'll let you do it. You should only be allowed to bring like two or three people.
Yeah,
The
you
owner,
don't need actors
your manager
to come with you.
No, you don't, because they're not buying shit. The owner, your manager, and if you have a purchase agent or a purchaser, and that's it. So I really don't have a whole lot of respect for how Transworld runs shit. I don't. It's not something I would go to again because I don't need to go there and party. I don't need to go there and party, and I don't have money to buy some of the stuff. And Vic is right. Unfortunately, there are more vendors that are starting to become scammy, or they will pull in way more than they can actually produce during a short few months. It's like that video that Keith did with that stuff the unboxing, and like everything he pulled out of the box had pretty significant. Almost everything had pretty significant issues after he waited a lengthy amount of time to get it. If you're not a clown, some of them will be rude. Yeah, well, it's because they're really not they really have no intellect. That's why.
It's a mob mentality.
Yeah, a very piss poor mob. Josh, what is up, buddy? Yes, we must see pictures and videos of you going to the Festival of Horror in Colorado. Must see it. We got to get you on the show doing some live sculpting.
We do need another live sculpting thing from Josh, for sure.
Yeah, we need to start all that up again. Vic says, yeah, me and Keith and Dave are still up in the air at the moment. Gotcha.
Well, Dave doesn't get up early enough for that, and he goes to bed way too early.
Vic says, AK on mine last year. No, that's not bad at all, Vic. Definitely need to pat yourself on the back, especially after all the flooding and the road ragers trying to run over your running over your shit. Reginald says, I'm so happy we're finally getting Midsummer Scream back to convention out here. Yeah, that's cool. Reginald, are you going to go to that? I'm hoping you go to that. Are you going to go to Midsummer Scream? Unless we're on variant number 342.
There's just such an oversaturation of conventions now that it's like, it's becoming too much. They're everywhere. Horror conventions, haunt conventions, everything.
True. It'll eventually they'll all eventually weed themselves out.
Speaking of which, who was that? Sean that mentioned the one that's in Savannah?
Yes.
What was the name of that?
Can't remember because you're the
one
that
wanted to talk about it tonight, and I completely forgot. Because I want to support them, being that their first year and they have a lot to learn, but I at least wanted to address it since we're on the haunt show now.
Josh, yes, Josh. When will you be painting the first pole? And you do need to start streaming. Josh, you and Jen need to start streaming again on your page.
Yeah, even if it's just her scaring the shit out of you while you're trying to do something.
Yep. The trio. Now that we're back in haunt mode, I'll be more into haunt mode as far as watching like the haunt streams again, since they should be becoming more more and more, muchier,
Any much?
many much. Vic says Texas Haunters Convention is on my list as well. I'm already good to go for Fear Expo in Kentucky. I'll be setting up there as well.
What
That's
about
cool.
so it's the Southeast Hollows Haunt Convention. Have you seen anything about that, Vic? Because you're not super far from Savannah, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, Mark, words are hard. I've had a wild couple of days with things that I'm trying to get together here in Pensacola.
I mean, they do have a vendors list, so you could get on it. And it's July, so
Talking about Vic?
yeah.
No, probably.
It's a first year convention, so I mean their prices are okay. They're not. I think they should be a little lower for a first year, but I'm not running it, so it's not really my problem.
Excuse me. Woo. They may actually be having to pay out the butt for where they're leasing too.
It could
for
be.
their rent.
Yeah, everything now is so much more expensive. So maybe it's time we adjust what we think should be the basis of, a fairly cheap vendor booth.
Yeah. Oh, Josh is doing some custom Star Trek TOS stuff. Nice. There's Zach. Zach just popped out from the shadows just to send some emojis.
Well, he's been playing his stream loots occasionally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zach, I'm gonna let you know too that I've had enough of those people's shit too. So if people, I'm gonna monitor your posts, and if you get like anybody like that person was again, I'm just gonna rip them a new one. I've had enough of it too. I've normally just kind of stay out of that kind of stuff, but I'm like, especially since they were pretty much attacking you. So if you notice that I'm commenting quite a bit on your post, it's because I'm trying to make somebody cry.
I will say,
Well,
I think her wording of "you chose violence," it's more of a younger kid's phrase, that they use. Like, if somebody just wakes up angry, then you're considering them to be choosing violence. So I think there was a bit of a generational block there,
yeah.
Because my kids say that all the time. Like, oh yeah, you just woke up and chose violence on. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, she woke up and chose fangirl
Stupidity.
stupidity.
Whatever.
Yeah. So. Let's see. Reginald, Midsummer Scream was my jam, like it was like the first haunted convention I ever went to and enjoyed. Well, hopefully you get to go, Reginald. If you do, we'll get you a media pass. I don't know.
I mean, it's not hard.
It's not.
To say you have a media pass for an event is like the dumbest flex ever, because it only takes an email and talking to the right person.
Yeah. Now, when they're legitimate, that's cool. But like when there's certain folks that we've mentioned before do it and it's like completely bogus, then it's completely bogus. Zach, yeah, I think you really need to get all those people off here. I think you just need to do the final weed eating of all those people because they're just.
He's narrowing it down, man.
Oh yeah. No,
if you guys aren't friends with Zach on Facebook, you're missing out.
Josh says conventions need to lower booth costs. Yeah, I mean I agree. They may not be able to. I'm only doing local conventions this year because we just can't afford the booth costs at bigger conventions. I think Transworld honestly is probably the worst of all of them. I think I don't know what it is this year, but I think they just kind of I don't know. I am not nearly as.
It's a couple grand, isn't it? I mean, just based off of past experience.
In my head, it's like the number 2,500 comes to mind, but I don't know if that's actually right. So, Vic says it's very expensive to do a step in some of these places. Hey, Danny. Yeah, Vic, it is. Delete people from your life like they never existed. Yep, pretty much. You're not that late. 30 minutes.
You only missed half the show.
I was getting ready to say that. Just half the show late. No big deal.
If we're playing baseball, you're doing great. If you're trying to pass, a chemistry exam, you're failing.
Excuse me. Yay, Zach handed Danny a beer. That's so cute. Yeah. So, like I said, I agree with RJ. Uh, Transworld really needs to get their head out of their butts and stop being disrespectful to the people who are legitimately trying to go to Transworld to vend, because it's not just it's not just local haunted attraction, or when I say local, like haunted attractions in the U.S. that go to this. There's people from around the world who would normally spend a bunch of money, jump on a plane, come here, spend a bunch of money to be here, with having to get insurance, like health insurance, to be here and all that stuff, so that they can see uh, the stuff the vendors are doing, not to be like having to wind themselves around these dumbass vape boo clowns that think it's cute to run around the convention floor and make them like they're important, or the 10 people that come from um, Joe McJackoff's haunted attraction and Ding Dong whatever, who shouldn't be there. It really, Transworld really needs to get their head out of the ass and be more respectful to the vendors, the people that are spending a lot of money trying to make a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and vet every single people that goes there. And there's even people that have been in the industry for a long time as a haunter, and that goes for them too. It's all cool and you want to go party and see your buddies. Well, go to another convention and do it. Go to MHC, or get on a Zoom call. But I just
Get on a Zoom call.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, join us on the show, because we're friends with all those people.
Yeah,
except for the vaping clowns. We kind of piss them off.
Yeah, I'm tears are streaming from my eyes because I pissed off a vaping clown.
Right. We're not like super important people. Like, cut us some slack here, folks. We're doing it for fun.
Yeah. Well, so are the vaping clowns, but they get butt hurt. So
yeah, but they want notoriety. We're literally anonymous. Like, there's maybe 12 people watching right now, and I think maybe 6 of them know what we look like.
Yeah, but you know what? Every single one of those person is 100% important because they're here on the show.
100%, yeah. But I'm saying, like, it's not for our personal recognition. We're here for everybody to have fun.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why we don't do video. We might start doing video down the road. I don't know. I may just shoot a video up into space. But Reginald says another thing that's not haunt related but Disney related. They're planning to build a community near Palm Springs with the lake and everything. Yeah, I saw a little article about that. Disney wants to start building Disney communities or something. A wizard is neither early nor late. Not just Transworld. Haunts need to get those people straight as well. Yeah. Reynolds says the first story living by Disney community will be built in Rancho Mirage in California's Coachella Valley. Location where Walt Disney himself owned a home and would spend leisure time with his family. And they'll probably demolish the house and build these little villas. Yeah, Vic, they do need to vet folks. They really do need to actually vet folks, not just, send us an email with your whatever. I don't know. There's some folks that would disagree with me, but the people that would disagree with me about Transworld are the actual problems. But I want to go. Oh my God. I want to go as,
I want to go as Candy's the clown, so I can go show
I'm
up
Bing
and
Bong.
blow smoke in people's faces.
I'm Bing Bong the pedo clown, and I need to go there so I can talk like a 2-year-old child, and I'm a 30-something-year-old man. It makes me important. Josh says, I come from a generation where when you were a scare actor, you got hired, you were given a role by the haunt, and you acted your ass off for the haunt. Nowadays, it's all custom TikTok characters. Yeah. Zach says, what y'all say to make me famous? RJ says, it says right in the name anonymous. Yeah.
Zach, you're infamous.
Yeah. Well, we kind of are too, I guess. Mark says, SEMA is massive and next to impossible to get in unless you're actually supposed to be there.
Exactly. And that's exactly how Transworld should be. There are plenty of other haunt conventions for people to go to.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting an alert. Amber alert?
Lord Jesus. I don't know. but it may not go off until I go touch it. Okay. It may be an amber or silver alert. We get a lot of silver alerts here in Florida. Am I still here? Oh, okay.
Shame you can't speak your mind. That, you know what? We make a lot of people angry simply because we speak our minds and we allow everybody to speak their minds. So,
Yes.
it's whatever. They can be mad at us all they want. It's we're here for entertainment purposes only and for people to just have an escape from the bullshit. So,
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, a majority of the time when we speak our minds, it's usually some sort of facts.
yeah,
that
it's not
people
like we're
just don't
pulling
hide.
stuff out of our ass here. These are
Yeah.
things that you can literally see on the internet and through everyone else's eyes. It's just we aren't afraid to say these things because, why? And we're not all that anonymous. I mean, if you really want to know who we are, it's pretty easy to find us.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we're hiding.
And I mean, let's give Kat a little extra pat on the back here because she is watching us on YouTube while watching Alan Hops on Facebook. So instead of just not showing up for our show, we're now having her attention drawn from Alan as well.
Yes.
And that speaks volumes for us because it's just, that's the kind of, that's what we want for people. We want them to come here to just have fun. So it's nice that we can provide you guys that, even if it does come at our expense where people put our names on blast because they're butthurt about something we said.
God, that's so 2021.
Shit, it's going to be 2022 at the rate it's going too, I guarantee you.
Well, I need to get my name on blast. I feel so left out.
It should have been your name on blast to begin with.
Well, but see, I'm truly anonymous.
Jeez.
I live up to the show's name. Well, let me read what Reginald. Reginald says, "Same here. Like I would act my ass off, so many different characters and backstories, and now it's like I'm a clown. Here's smoke in your face."
Yeah,
That's a shirt. That's a shirt too. I'm a clown. Here's smoke in your face.
The back of the shirt is just a vape cloud.
Yeah,
I love
coming
it.
out of your crack of your ass.
I need to get on that shit. We have so many shirts like just sitting there that I haven't even gone into yet.
That's true. Well, now we're back on the anonymous stream, then we can start pumping these shirts out. Mark, what was that alert for, dude? I don't even know what the alert was for. What do you mean, Mark? Who'd we piss off this time?
It's literally the same group of people.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, but we're wearing them down apparently.
And it's not even us, to be honest with you. It just happens to be one of our people.
Yeah, we just agree with folks in it. Kidnapped child in Tampa. Oh no. Okay.
That's cool that we now have an Amber Alert that's so far stretching that it goes from Tampa to your house.
Well, here in Florida, Amber Alerts, I think they get broadcast over the whole state.
Oh, we get them for New York, New Jersey, West Virginia. They're like, we're just in like the conglomerate of the United States over here.
Yeah, and we get a lot of silver alerts, so which is always sad.
Well,
but,
that's 70% of Florida.
Yes, it is. Kidnapped child in Tampa. All right, I'll have to look and see. I don't think they'll make it up this way. Very few people make it up to Pensacola with any kind of mess like that because they don't know where we are. They just go straight up to Georgia or wherever the hell they go.
I think that if we weren't pissing people off, we would not be having as much fun as we are.
Yeah, that's also true. Well, we could find some fun, but it's just the fact that the show, we're unfiltered, but yet we are truthful, and we're not here to impress the ding dong clowns and the whole other couple of live streamers who apparently if they didn't feel important, their heads would explode.
And here's the other thing. I would like to say this. You guys that back the show and do the stream loots, you 100% pay for everything that runs the show. It costs us very little. Like the last few months, we've paid out a little bit just to keep the show the way that we've been doing it, like on Ministry and everything. But 100% of everything that goes into Streamloots goes directly back into this show. So, like, we did the sponsor page on that book from Haunters Against Hate, and that was 100% dedicated to you guys, because everybody that bought Streamloots, that money went directly into supporting that book, which is a great book.
Yes. Yeah, Haunters Anonymous is in that book. Y'all are in that book. So, but yeah, once again, it goes right back to, and this will sound obnoxious. It's not meant to, but between James and I's technical prowess, we make things very inexpensive. We'll do the work to actually not pay
somebody else to do the work.
Yeah, to pay. Yeah, or technologies that are, web technologies that are unnecessary. So, but yeah, y'all totally. Once again, y'all totally the reason why we do this. So, see, Reginald says, I remember there was a group in California for Hollywood Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights. I used to call them out on all sorts of things, and they were like, well, how do you know? I'm like, I work for Universal, and they kicked me out and banned me. I laughed.
See, and that's exactly why everybody that's on here gets along so well, because it's everybody that just calls other people out on their bullshit, because we know, it's not a farce here. It's legitimately like what you're not seeing is what you're really getting, because it's just who we are. Like, you don't see us, which, I mean, you could see us. I've been on the webcam a few times and I don't really care. I'm not afraid to show my face or anything. It's just we choose to focus everything on the show directly with you guys. That's why we're so interactive with everybody. It's like, you talk, we talk back to you, because that's what we want to do.
Yes, and we're not busy staring at ourselves on the screen to make sure everything. My phone is constantly going off now. I don't know what's going on.
Get out there and find that fucking person, would you? Like, it's your civic duty at this point. Like, pinged you.
They're not coming to Pensacola, I guarantee it. Yeah, well, it's not the Amber Alert now. It's just like a constant something else.
Oh, no, it's all your notifications blowing up for everybody talking shit.
Yeah, it's probably. Well, no, nothing's going off on this. Oh, nothing's going off on this though. Yeah, so we do video when video is appropriate. Like, for instance, streaming, somebody, the trio or Josh or whatever. I know that, a couple of folks have said, hey, y'all need to do video. And we still contend video of what? I mean, literally, you would be seeing me sitting here talking into a big microphone in my face, and I'm like, okay, well, that's
and nobody wants to sit here and look at me fucking talking to a microphone like a jackass for the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, when we do Reggie's cooking for sure.
That has to be in full-fledged, full-screen 4K mode.
Which, tell your friends about us, simply for the fact that if we get enough followers, we can unlock 1080p streaming. We could do 4K streaming with zero issues, aside from the fact that we don't really get out there and put our name out for people to follow us. But like on YouTube, you need 1,000 followers before they let you stream in 1080p. So if you want to see all the crazy shit Reggie comes up with in 1080p, we need your help in doing that, because we're not doing it. We don't really care that much.
It's Tara.
Hey, Tara.
What's up? How are you doing, Tara? Welcome back to Haunters Anonymous. Same show with a different name. Just kidding. Yeah, we got to get Reginald. When Reginald's feeling up to par, and yep, my phone is just doing nothing but going off now. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the spiel for the evening with
it'll come up again, don't worry.
What? Oh, well,
our spiel.
Well, yeah, and Josh said I did like seeing Mike's cool old actual haunted home in a few streams. That we will do that. There's a lot going on this year. I'm going to be yes. But streaming things is different than just streaming our faces.
It's like you really don't need to. We're not newscasters or anything. Like, there's no
No.
emotional depth to anything that we're talking about. Most of the time, I'm sitting here drinking something and laughing. And what are you gonna get from that? There's really nothing to gain from that at all.
Yeah, and I literally I'm sitting lounged in a chair with a big microphone, literally like 6 inches from my face. So, if it's video worthy, we'll definitely do it. Miss you too, Tara. Scott, I'm glad you're back here.
That wasn't a different
Well,
name. It was just our ministry show, which was a totally different show.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, we've been doing the ministry stream for the last 4 months. Now we switched back to Honors Anonymous.
And if you
The
haven't
joke
liked
is,
the ministry, go do that so you can catch us when we're not on here. But that'll probably
right.
not be for a while.
Yeah, and there's a lot of shows to catch up on where we talk nonsense. What other haunt show actually has a chef come on and do things? None.
None that I could think
Sup-
of, Chief.
super exclusive here. But you know what? Totally. And then now this is definitely patting ourselves on the back. You know, I mean, honestly, we've done a lot. We've done a lot of things that no other show of any sort does. You know, we were doing Metaverse before Facebook knew what Metaverse was. So
Meta. Jesus. They're tanking anyway.
yeah, oh my God, what was it? $280 billion it tanked once it. Oh my God.
Well, and
The
they're
board of
also being sued because Meta was already a company designed from a couple streamers that they had already had like the whole Meta thing. So they were
Yeah.
getting like blasted with that.
Yeah. Did y'all see Halloween Kills? Nope, haven't seen it yet.
I have. It was okay. It's fun to watch. Let's see. Tara, we just want to see your face because we love you. And I 100% respect that. And like I said, occasionally I'll get on camera if I'm feeling up to it. Sometimes it's funnier to just watch me be an idiot in person than it is, anonymously behind a camera. It's just there's a lot of stuff that happens in my house. Like my kids are running through, my wife comes through. It's like I don't have a dedicated space to just put a green screen up behind me. Like, I mean, I do, but I'm entirely too lazy to set all that up. So like, it happens when it happens. There's no, it's not like that's not the basis of our show. It's not us, it's you guys. So
Sorry, I had to get up and actually see what the hell my phone wanted.
Kat said, I can understand not being on camera. I don't zoom either because it means you need to put real clothes on. Or you could become a potato or a cat. I've seen so many hilarious videos of people doing that. And they're like, what do I do? How do I come back from this? I'll get on and be a potato. I don't care. It's the basis of my content right now.
All right. Whew. All right, my phone was dinging to remind me that I needed to look at that damn camera alert.
Well,
Hopefully
good.
I
I'll be
found
right
that.
back. You take over for a minute.
Okay. All right, what's going on here? Halloween Kills was so bad. So bad. Zach says the one's very good. Best part was a fireman fight. I only watched it because it was available on my Fire Stick. Yeah, I've got so much to catch up on. Halloween Kills will probably be one of the things way down the list. Tara says, we won't be at Trans World this year. Well, I just went through a whole tirade about I'm really not impressed with Trans World anymore, and their lack of control over their crowds. Josh says, I'm still waiting for my mic to get me the walkthrough video from last year so I can send it to you. Oh, yeah. Definitely. We got to see that.
All right, I'm back. What I missed now?
Nothing. I'm rereading some of the stuff that I actually missed.
Okay.
You probably already.
Did you answer
read.
Tara? Because no, we won't be at Trans World.
Yeah.
Mostly because we aren't buyers, so it would really be a waste for us to be there. If we were going to do a show, it would probably be Midwest Haunters Convention. And honestly, we would end up fighting so many people in person that I don't think it's safe for us to go. And I don't mind fighting these people. I'm totally cool with it, but for us to do it in the guise of Haunters Anonymous would be not appropriate. So I simply ask that for those people that want to fight me, they come to me directly and not in a business sense.
Right. and then be sure I have enough time to get my GoPro ready, to tape it. Tara says, sorry, just getting here. No, don't. I mean, you can always listen to the show. You know, it's all recorded. People get here when they get here. It's just funny because you asked that, and we just went through about a good 10, 15 minutes talking about Transworld, and it's just really not. It's really just not worth it. And Transworld themselves need to. They really need to be more respectful to the vendors and really vet all the people that show up at Transworld. It's getting a little out of hand.
Tara's got our back at MHC. You know, and that's the thing. Like, if I was to go there as just like myself as a person, and they wanted to, you know, give me shit, then whatever. I'll take anybody on. I don't give a crap. But like, I don't want, you know, to cause issues with us as a brand so much. Like, I don't want Haunters Anonymous to be like, oh, they got in a fight at Midwest Haunters Convention, you know?
I would, yeah, but we could but you know, it could be the total reverse. It could be like, who's Haunters Anonymous? It's like, man, they're the ones that beat the unholy shit out of all the vaping clowns.
And the thing is you know, they don't have the spine to address it directly. It's always behind your back and like thinly veiled. Like, oh yeah, these guys, you know what? Whatever. You've been mentioned numerous times. We don't really give a shit.
You know what? If we actually ended up doing that, we would have like Haunt Hub as like a huge sponsor.
We would 100% get listed on Haunt Hub because you know they're over the bullshit too.
God, Vic says he wants to beat some ass. Josh says Transworld wants to be the San Diego Comic-Con of haunts, but that isn't really good for us vendors, especially us small vendors. Yeah, which is true.
Yeah, which is totally what we said. It should be a vendor-driven event, so people that are coming are buyers, not people that are coming to portray an actor, you know, like, oh, this is my character at this haunt. Nobody gives a shit. Like, yeah, you don't go to a haunt because of one actor unless you're like 100% the main focal point of that haunt. No one cares what your backstory is. No one does.
Yeah, if you think about all Transworld is doing is they're renting out a space, which anybody can do. And then the reason why they really don't vet people, but they say they do, is because the more people that show up and give money for tickets, the more money they make. The more vendors that they get there, the more money they make. The more anybody that shows up, the more money they make. And that's really all it is. So they want to say they vet people and you have to have credentials, but they don't really mean that. And that's really disrespectful for vendors. They need to make it less expensive for the vendors to be there and make it where the people that are
for the buyers.
Yes. Less expensive for, you're right. And more expensive for buyers. And literally help to refine the amount of crowds that go in there to people that have a higher probability of going in there and buying a $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 prop. Not, like I said, not Bing Bong the pedo clown who wants to show his tiny wiener off to everybody in the showroom who thinks it's cute or whatever. That's very disrespectful. I think this Transworld is just
the fucking Bing Bong thing, the pedo clown. I can't stop laughing at that the first time you.
Well, that's gonna have to be a shirt now too.
Bing Bong the pedo clown. Mark, what haunt has one main actor everyone goes for? Yeah, I don't know. Jack Schmidt couldn't name one single haunt ever that had one main actor that people would go see. That's crazy talk.
No, but all of these places that have these clowns, they would all say, yeah, everybody comes to the haunt to see me. You know, oh yeah, I'm the most important thing ever. Oh my God.
Yeah, outside of like Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, has anyone ever gone to a haunt specifically because they dedicated that haunt to one personal actor and the entire story revolves around them? Like, right. No, it's not it. No one gives a shit what your character is. You're either going to be like pop out scary or have that creepy vibe. No one, you see a haunt actor for what, 15 seconds at most, if you're lucky? Who's going to take in a whole story in that 15 seconds? They don't care. You're just there to startle them.
And if you think that you're the sole reason why people come to a haunt, then you're being disrespectful for everybody else that's busting their ass. Did you see what Vic has? It's over 3,000 for a 10x10 booth at Transworld.
Yeah.
$3,000.
And then the people that paid that $3,000 want to sell their expensive props that, you know, cost them $15,000 to make. So, you know, you're 18,000 into it at that point for one item, and then you got people coming in that are just could barely afford to go to begin with. Who's gonna pay?
Man.
Who's gonna pay for that?
Man, I know that last year, I think the year before that, and even pre-COVID, there were some vendors that said literally, it's so not worth it going to Transworld because, you know, it's not just the $3K for the booth. You have to pay tons of money to get your stuff there, to set up, to pay the crew to do it, to put them up in the hotel rooms, to put yourself up in the hotel rooms. I mean, you're looking at a lot of money.
Mhm.
And I remember very specifically last 2 years at least, and it wasn't COVID related. It wasn't pandemic related. They just said it is absolutely insane going to Transworld and thinking that you're going to make your money. Literally, I think there was one vendor, and they've been around for a few years, and they gave it a shot, and I think they folded. I think Transworld folded them because they literally were such in a hole. They didn't have money for materials to make anything. So, wow. Yeah, $3,000. That's not good. Zach says, I interview each one in the scene. I hold up the line just to ask questions.
Exactly my point, dude. Like, you know, no one cares what the backstory of an actor is. And in fact, like, I mean, it's cool to have a backstory, but if you're spending like months developing this character and getting into all the nuances of its backstory, like, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's not what this is all about. You've got 5 to 10 seconds at most to to leave an impression on someone, and most of the time you're in the dark. You're not really talking to them. So, like, why are you spending all this time doing it?
Yeah. Vic says $800 for a 10x10 booth at Fear Expo, and you get a 10x10 for free. See, that's a bit expensive. That if that was what they're charging for their first year, that was a little expensive. That was excessive. You know, that's like going to Burger King and you want to buy a burger and they charge you $10, but you get a free burger and you're like, I really don't need a second burger. Can you just charge me $5? So
Well,
that's
the same thing with the haunts too. Is you think about the fact that the haunt is going to charge you $40, and then they're like, well, you know what? These people that put all this effort for no reason into their character, we're not going to pay them anyway. So,
right.
I'm going off on a tangent, and I'm gonna.
Oh no, no.
It'll get heated real quickly.
Are you talking about the volunteers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, that's a whole. Wait a minute. What did RJ just say up there that I was going to repeat?
He said, we don't run clowns in our haunt. I wanted to prove you don't have to have them to be successful, which you don't. Haunt clowns are so overly saturated.
Oh, it's 1,000% oversaturated. 1,000%, 10,000%. And the one company that makes those absurd masks that all of them use should just. Of course, those masks they're not even copyrighted, so I don't know. It's clowns. If you use fire, it will make an impression on someone. The real key to be a great haunter is having your own popcorn.
I like that sarcasm.
Vic, it's true. It's better than 3,000 for a 10x10. That's true, but still, you know. See, Fear Expo has no vetting process either, but they don't say they've got one. They just don't have one. It's a free for all. So, you know, I just don't. I don't know. I just don't. It was free for the first year at Fear Expo. Wasn't it free up until a certain point though, or was it just free, like up until they opened? Zach just erased the message. I saw that, Zach. I don't know what it said, but I see that. um, now, like I said, I'm pretty sure we would totally approve of Fear Expo because they do seem to be quite a bit more humble. Uh, and it literally they did the virtual thing first, and then they went to physical. So that was pretty cool. I'm just saying, there's still some folks that they'd be like, I just need a 10 by 10. Don't do coupon day. Don't do a gimmick.
Well, that's what I was saying
Give
about
some
Transworld, though. If you do, let them do their 2 days of 100% business. And then, like, on a Sunday, then you let regular people that want to come in and see stuff and be like, maybe this one person has $8,000 that they can spend, but they're not really a business, but they've saved up for 4 or 5 years and now they have $8,000 to spend on a really good thing. So I don't think Transworld should 100% get rid of, general public accessibility, but they definitely need to do at least 2 days of the entire event that are 100%. You need to have at least 10 to 20,000 in your account right now that we can see to verify that you are legitimately purchasing on behalf of a real company.
well, yeah, but I think in their literature it says that you're supposed to spend a certain amount when you get there.
So that's like the 2 drink minimum at a strip club, though. Like, you're not.
Well, I just, I mean, you can say you've got $8,000 in the bank and you're a general public and that you're going to spend it, but really, how are you going to prove that? What if you've got 10 people and they all say, well, we all have 1,000 apiece and we're going to spend it together? You don't really know they're going to do that. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not saying the general public shouldn't be allowed, but you start opening the gates up to it and you're just back to square one.
But no, that's why I'm saying if you do it a Friday, Saturday, or do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those 3 first days, you have to verify with them that you can make a legitimate purchase, as you maybe even have it so you have to have an LLC or something that you are a business and you have a business account with business funds that they're willing to verify. Like Mark said, Barrett Jackson, you have to transfer money before you even go. So maybe you give them a $10,000 or $15,000 deposit to get into the show, and then that money can be used on a purchase. And those people that do that $10,000 or $15,000 investment prior to going to the show are the only ones that should be allowed on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, most of the big people will be burnt out on all the stuff anyway, or sold out on the stuff that, they're doing, which I know they're not a cash and carry at Transworld. So it's more of, you'll still get to see this stuff, but you're not intruding on those people that have the finances to back themselves.
Well, yeah, I can see that. By the way, there are some people that do cash and carry at Transworld.
Really? I thought they were all done. Like with the. Like,
no,
I thought Transworld was basically like, we have it on site, but you're not going to get it for 3 to 4 months.
No, I've been watching a few vendors who are going to do cash and carry. Like what they're doing is they're trying to get people to say, hey, I'll be at Transworld. If you're at Transworld and you want something and you want to save shipping, then let me know and I'll have it. And that's like a cash and carry. Hold on just a second because people are burning up the chat here. Empty Grave has never had a clown. This is Josh, but our haunt is interactive and does not deviate from the theme. Clowns don't make sense in a meat packing plant. Yeah, especially because all the clowns have tiny penises. So 10 by 10 is way too small. No, but hopefully somebody gets that joke. RJ says we're free to the vendors until like 3 days before. Reginald says, I remember at the haunted house I worked at because I worked there for so long, they gave me the chance to create a story for them, which is cool. Vic says I got $20 in my account. No Transworld for you. Mark says, so Barrett Jackson have transfer my, yeah, okay. You having a general layout, but sometimes trying to do characters. Really, really hard because you're only supposed to have at least 15-second interaction. That's kind of even long these days too. You can't just stop them and give them a show. Well, Bing Bong will give you a show. Mark says, and also just because you have money doesn't mean you find something. That's also true. Clowns should be in the clown area and only a portion. Not well. Yeah.
Well, and
They're
like
not.
Vic said, 8,000 in the bank to come and buy $100 clown hammer. If you're paying $3,000 for a small booth, are you really going there to sell $100 clown hammer? Because at that point, you're really just wasting your time anyway. Like Transworld should be the top tier of buyers and sellers. Like, don't go to Transworld to buy $100 clown hammer. Go to Midwest Haunters Convention to buy $100 clown hammer.
Right.
They need to do that. Like, I don't want to limit people from going to Transworld, but I also, if they're going to make it into be like, this is the premier event for, buying and selling, then you better back up that $3,000 booth price by having legitimate sellers, not haunt actors that could barely pay for the gas to get into the event.
No, you're talking about legitimate buyers, not sellers.
Well, yeah, yes.
Okay.
That's Captain Morgan talking. So,
well, my thing is, you don't need a haunted attraction a legitimate haunted attraction coming in with 5 to 10 of their actors.
Exactly.
You don't
it's
need
unnecessary.
You don't need somebody who just wants to walk into Transworld and pay the ticket price, to walk around and actually take up space when they're not going to buy anything. Once again, that's MHC, that's Midwest Haunters, that's all these other ones. I'm just saying to me, it's disrespectful for the vendors who pay the $3,000 just for the booth, and then who knows how much to transport the stuff there. They've spent a ton of money to build these things, the prototypes. It's to me, it's disrespectful to them to have to spend all that money, literally, for the amount of partying that's going on and not buying. And I mean, like I said, there are vendors who I've watched, and they've. It's not just me saying this. This is like other vendors. This is another vendors. These are vendors that have said this, and I agree with them. They're like, you'll get like 5 or 10 actors or people that aren't buying anything that get in front of the booth, and other people can't get to their booth, or they want to play with the stuff, or they want to take their selfies with it, or they want to do this. And that to me is Transworld being disrespectful to the vendors. You know what? If all these actors and blah 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 want to go, give them a special day to go. Like, give them Sunday. Give them the day that everybody has bought their shit. They're going home. The vendors are still there because it's their last day. Let them have that day, but don't let them come in on the business days. I just think that's to me is disrespectful to the vendors. Pick
Yeah.
says, I think it should be
I
free
think
to all
I feel like
haunt
I
actors.
said the same thing, just more long-winded.
Yeah. Well, and I was kind of just reiterating it. But I have to agree too. If you're going, and I mean this, people like James said, if you're spending all the money to fly or drive to Transworld, paying the ticket price to go there as a buyer to buy $100 hammer, then you literally could have just done that online.
And I'm not saying you
And
shouldn't be allowed to go. You should be allowed to go because it's a big event. But they should allow you to go on the last day after all the big money is gone.
Yeah. Literally.
Like, let the sellers make their money, and then you can go have all the fun you want. Or just, if you want to have fun, just go to Midwest Haunters Convention and don't worry about it.
I'm not sure about this, but I really think that they didn't have HauntCon this year at the Halloween Party Expo because HauntCon actually brought in a lot of the ding dongs that would walk over to the Halloween Party Expo. And the people at Halloween Party Expo that are buyers, these are people in 3-piece suits. They're coming from Walmart. They're coming from Spirit Halloween. They're coming from all these other places, not to spend $100 on a hammer, but to come and spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And once again, you don't need Bing Bong, the tiny penis clown, running through the Halloween Party Expo trying to impress people that don't care. And I'm wondering if that might be one of the reasons why they didn't do it, because it really did bring in that crowd. Not entirely, but literally. I mean, and the Halloween Party Expo people, like Lake Avenue and stuff, they probably said, you know what? We spend a shit ton of money doing this. We want to make a shit ton of money. We don't need 2-bit haunt actors tiptoeing through everything and freaking out the 3-piece suit people that would like to actually talk to us and buy things.
Yeah, and most of those guys that are in the 3-piece suits don't really give a shit about haunt stuff at all anyway. They're just there for their bottom line.
Right. They want to buy the millions of dollars worth of Lake Avenue, slutty whatevers and the
They don't
wigs.
they don't care how many vapes you can hit at one time and not pass out.
Yeah, I guarantee you that if you were a clown and you went and in the Halloween Party Expo and vaped in some of those people's faces, I guarantee you security would take you into a corner on like the basement and beat your ass. Like literally.
Vic said if you sell enough $100 hammers, you could make a lot of money. I've seen it happen mostly from scare actors. Which, yes, that to me though screams Midwest Haunter Convention. That doesn't scream Transworld.
Yeah,
Transworld, you're going to buy a $20,000 like distortions, animatronic that is going to be a big focal point at some point in your haunt. Not like you need to give Bing Bong, whatever the fuck you said. You need to give him a hammer to go bash around on his head so he can piss off everybody standing in line. No one cares about that guy. Like, he's entertaining, but like that's not the wow factor.
Yeah. And there's just a time and place for everything. And Transworld, I think, is now more concerned about just bringing in as much money as they can, instead of actually being respectful to the vendors. So that to me is like that's really it. And once again, it's not me just saying this. I mean, I've been for several years now, 2, 3, 4 years maybe, and it's gotten worse. I mean, you've got people that have been in the industry for a while. They work for some fantastic fantastic companies that vend, and they'll get into these forums and talk about all these people that come and they're puking all over the elevators. They come in disheveled into the showroom floor. They're screaming and hollering and running around and taking selfies and getting in people's ways and knocking people over and blah blah blah. I mean, this is something that I've been monitoring for several years now, and there's several of these people that are kind of pissed off at Transworld for this, and they've told them that, and Transworld won't do anything about it. They just say, we're vetting these people, and here's the form, and they're like, literally, you can walk in off the street and go to it. So once again, it's not just me.
It's a great idea to do a Thursday through Saturday, real buyers, and then Sunday, just bring in everybody else. Let everybody else enjoy the show, have fun, throw up on the floor, because everybody else, they've already made the money that they need to cover their ass.
Yeah. So that's it in a nutshell. Everybody that's going to Transworld, enjoy it. Of course, we're not being personal about it, but it's literally it's becoming a bit too much of a party, and not. Now, once again, if you're able to go and you want to spend all the money to drive there and la 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 and look around and ooh and ah and take pictures so you can make your own whatever and then buy $100 hammer, so be it.
And I don't think that anybody that's currently on either, on this show, literally, I don't think any of this actually pertains to you, because like Vic, you've got to haunt, you run your stuff the way you do. So you got to do it, So, if somebody is selling $100 hammer and that helps you out and it's easy, then great. You're not going there to cause mayhem. You're not an actor that's like, I need to get seen by everybody, so I'm going to go do this and act like an asshole just to get noticed. Because people will notice you, but you're not going to like the backlash from it either.
But you're right. And see, Vic is also an exception because Vic is actually a haunt owner. He's a first-year haunt owner, makes fantastic props. You actually need to hobnob with people. Sure, you may not be able to go and buy a $10,000, $20,000 prop this year, but you know what? You are a legitimate haunted attraction owner. You may bring a manager or something with you, but you're not bringing an entire crew. So there is a difference. I'm actually talking about the haunt. I'm talking about haunt owners who bring 5 and 10 of their actors that don't need to be there. I'm not saying that if if you're just a low end haunt owner that doesn't make that much a year that you shouldn't go. I'm actually talking about the people that just go, or they actually have no haunt attraction that they go to. They're a traveling clown or a traveling actor. They don't need to be there at all. They don't need to be there at all. Go to MHC, go to Fear Expo, go to all these other ones that are coming up. Buy your shit online. Um, so there, I just want to make that distinction too. So, you know, everybody starts off with a beginning. Everybody, Netherworld, Dark Hour, all of them. They all started out small and then got big.
And
So,
you're
like I said,
also going to purchase items. It might not be the big ticket items, but like you said, they do have smaller price tag items that will fit you. But you're representing your haunt. You're not going there representing your character as somebody that works in a haunt. Like there's exactly zero value from you going there as a character just to display something for your haunt. Like that's not really what it's about, and it's kind of really gone into obscurity with it because everyone wants to go and pretend like they're big shots with their character when really they're just one part of a haunt. Like that's not who Transworld is dedicated to.
yeah. Reginald, I know what you're talking about with the makeup artist, by the way.
And I like that idea actually. He said he wants to have like a seminar on how makeup artists need to do makeup on colored people. Like that, that's something that doesn't really get addressed. And I guess it's because a lot of people have sensitivities to the, like, oh, we're not going to bring this up. But physically there is a difference and you have to know how to deal with that.
Yeah. No, I think that's fantastic. Seeing, and it's ideas like that need to be prominent, not some of the other things going. Tara says it's $95 just for the Vortex, and I think that may help with the booze. I don't know. Some of them will actually find the money to go. So backstories. Vic says some big vendors that sell high ticket items also have small ticket items, which is true. Which is true. I mean, it's true. They do. I guess maybe we're just not conveying what we're saying.
Well, that's what I mean by doing Thursday through Saturday, 100%. You need to have a set amount in your budget. You have to have a bankroll to get in, and then let everybody get through the show without all the stupid crowds of honking ass clowns getting in your way, blowing smoke in your face. And then Sunday, let everybody in that wants to go in and see everything. If they want to dedicate 2 days, then fine. Move it to a Monday. Do Sunday and Monday. Then general public people can go and see all the crazy shit. Like I said, maybe they do have a $20,000 budget. They saved up for 5 years and they're like, yeah, we can actually dedicate this to our smaller haunt. So let's buy a really good prop. I don't want Transworld to eliminate that 100%, but give the people that are there trying to sell their stuff the time to sell it, and then let the other people come in.
Right. Yeah. And I guess it's just me, and this is just me. I would not spend the money for a plane ticket and hotel room and everything else to go somewhere to buy $100 prop. I just wouldn't do it. That's me. I wouldn't do it. I would go maybe to go see some folks, but then again, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe as I've gotten older, my mentality on it has changed. I enjoyed when I went. I enjoyed when I did it. Do I need to really do it every fucking year? No.
You're not going to buy a $20,000 prop though.
Well, I'm not going to. Yeah, I don't. I get a fill of all these people on Facebook. I mean, some of these people put their entire lives on Facebook, and you're like, so I'm going to go and meet you at MHC or Transworld and I literally I know everything you've done up until yesterday.
Hmm.
So it's nonsensical to me. To me, it is.
And I
Does
get
that mean I'm never gonna?
Vic said that the only clowns he saw at Transworld were the ones with the vendors to help sell their product. I get that too, you know, like some vendors do bring these people, but it's legitimate vendors that have them. It's not a small haunt that's trying to bring in all their crew with them.
Yeah. You don't need to have your actors with you at Transworld.
As
The
a
end.
buyer, at least. I
No.
could see maybe a seller, if you're selling a prop, then you want to have somebody that uses it and knows everything about it.
Well, yeah, if you're a vendor and you want to pay people to show off your stuff, but haunted attractions don't need to spend money for their. They don't need to. The actors don't need to come up with the money to go. They don't need to fucking be there. The end. I'm not even. I'm sorry. I'm. This is not even debatable for me. You don't need to have your actors there. Transworld is not. It's not. That's not what it's there for. It's for the haunt owner, your manager, and your purchaser. That's fucking it. You don't need to bring Bing Bong and Ding Dong and Wing Wang and Meow Meow and blah, 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 to Transworld. No. You're clogging up the whole fucking floor with people that are nonsensical. I mean, what is Bing Bong? Hey, so and so haunt owner, you need to buy that $30,000 thing for me. Oh, okay, Bing Bong. Fuck no. Fuck you, Bing Bong. You go fucking buy it. And then jam it up your ass.
To give a little perspective on this really comes from several posts that have been just blasted on Facebook about people that are trying to like help me get to Transworld. And it's one of those things like where if you need help getting to Transworld, you shouldn't be at Transworld getting in everyone else's way that's trying to buy $100,000 worth of stuff, because you're just taking up space. And that's
Right.
it. And this is still during a pandemic. Granted, we might be on a smaller slope of the pandemic, but you know, it's still pandemic in nature. So again, when you have an issue with people and the amount of people that you can have in an area, if you're filling that area with jackasses that couldn't pay to get to the show, much less purchase from the people that paid a lot of money to be there, it's just a waste of time.
Yeah. Yes. Vic says I'd have to hook on First Avenue to make enough to go. I'd have to hook up on all of our avenues to go, Vic. So, Josh says $100 prop. Just go to our website. Vendors, me included, love when you buy from our website. It's frustrating selling so much at conventions. We make more, and it helps us from our website. Yeah. Kat says, I think the difference is if you have 4 of you working the booth, or you brought 10 and 6 are walking around being assholes. Yeah. Like I said, it's just the business is becoming cutthroat. You've got more haunted attractions coming online. You've got some that have gone offline just because of the past 2 years. You've got people, new vendors like the trio, like Vic and Keith and Dave and all of that, who deserve an enormous chance to sell their stuff. They don't deserve to have to spend $3,000 on a booth and then have to deal with just a bunch of idiots running around. You've got some vendors who don't deserve to be there because they're literally scamming people that are coming there buying their $5,000, $10,000 props.
Yeah, I mean, if they make
$1,000
$60,000 off of a $3,000 booth and they're not actually selling any of the products out, that's a huge issue, because at that point it's making the whole convention look terrible.
Yeah. And you know, and a total side note, if you're a haunt owner and all of your people are volunteers, but then magically you can actually pay for 5 or 6 of them to go, what the actual hell's going on? Yeah, you can pay all that money for them to go to a convention they don't need to be at, but you can't pay them to work your haunt where you've made all this money. Or if you've got volunteers and they say, I want to go, and you're like, we can go, but you pay your own way. So now you're not paying them to work your haunt that you've made all the money on, and now you're saying you can go, but you have to pay your own way. I just don't. the more I'm thinking about it, the more it's actually pissing me off. I probably just need to stop thinking about it.
I mean, we should say that if you aren't following the Trio of Terror, which I seriously doubt that anyone that actually is currently still listening to this isn't following them. If you aren't, go follow them. Like, they're on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else. Like, because they're creative, they show their fuck ups, and they're not afraid to admit, like, I did this wrong. So it's like 100% for the small haunt owner. If you want to see how to do something that's going to save you money, and we'll tell you whether or not it works because we did it. Like, that's their show is great for that, because there's a lot of stuff that I've seen them doing that I'm like, I might want to try that. And then I see them do it and it's like, all right, I'm not going to try that. That to me is like Midwest Haunters convention stuff. Like, go check out all the people that are being creative and trying stuff that aren't selling $50,000 props.
Yeah. But but the Trio, they're definitely a group, as a group and individuals, that would deserve to be at Transworld as vendors. They sell cool stuff enough to sell. So yeah. Now, I'm not going to bust a spring over Transworld. I just, us, we have to get our opinions out there.
Yeah, I've been drinking Captain Morgan, so my small stomach combined with Captain Morgan means I'm going to be really heated over nothing.
And see, I ate a big bowl of spaghetti with buttered toast and 2 Pop-Tarts. So I'm actually very content. So I've got energy.
And I literally drank Captain Morgan on the basis of the fact that we were restarting this show, and I knew it was going to be like, I need to get some shit out there.
No shit. This is the drinking stream.
And we're 10 and a half. I mean, it's almost 10:30. We're an hour and a half into this.
Oh my God. I didn't even notice that.
I mean, I'm completely fine. I can go for another 30 minutes with no issue. Like,
oh yes. I got the phone that I'm using to watch the chat. It's got 35%. So that should get me. Vic said I ate a donut, so I'm going to aggravate you guys. Vic, you never aggravate us. Hopefully we don't really aggravate y'all, but we're all going to get our opinions out there. I'm pretty sure that we're all.
It would be different if we couldn't get on your nerves about shit we say, like, because then we would be censoring ourselves to a level that we never need to do.
And I guarantee you, if you go to fucking Transworld, Vic, and you don't buy $100 damn hammer, I'm coming after you.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of shit on the show if you don't buy a $100 hammer.
It's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
Like, at this point, even if you don't need a $100 hammer, you fucking better buy one.
And if you don't buy it, I want you to take a picture of it, and then I want you to see you build one in your shop. So, 13, what's up?
Hey, 13, what's up, man?
We threw a curveball, and we're back on the Haunters Anonymous. So Ministry will go into hiatus. So we're back into haunt mode. You definitely should listen to this stream. It's been all over the place. A little bit of cussing here and there. All good. How are you doing, 13? How's everything on your side of the world?
Vic said he's going to buy us both hammers and a clown mask. Listen, if you buy me a hammer and a clown mask, I will go on camera and I will show how simplistic and just basis that whole character is. I will annihilate every clown that's on the internet right now.
And I'll pretend to vape.
I'll vape for real. I don't give a shit.
I just can't, because I'll sit there, my eyeballs will come out. And not from the vaping, but from me laughing about the fact I'm actually vaping. I'd have to get like bacon flavored vape or something. I'd have to get something that had some taste to it.
Latex flavored vape. Reminds me of home.
Some buttery grits flavored vape. That's a deal. No, don't you do that.
No, I prefer you build us that, and then I will absolutely wear a freaking Monster Misfits clown mask and hammer. Yeah,
if it's a Vic or a Trio branded item, then yeah, we'd have to do that. So she says, just doing real life stuff, the work thing. Yep, it's 13. We're we just realized we were on hiatus for 4 months, started November, and it was time to come back into it because things are kind of on a roll. So,
and really, the hot topic's been Transworld, and whether or not the average consumer should be there partying it up, or if it should be focused on actual buyers bankrolling the event.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
And
But you
arguing
listen to
with
the
Vic because he's insistent.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, because Vic and his $100 hammer, which is all good. So yeah, 13 definitely catch up with the show. You know, there's going to be a little cussing, so don't let the kids hear it, or your kids are all grown up, so don't matter. Um, but yeah, so 13, it was time for us to get. Apparently, it was very much time for us to get back into the Hunters Anonymous thing. So we're obviously enjoying it. Keeps us more focused, sort
Well,
of,
that was
kind
the
of, not
first
really.
break we actually took from Hunters Anonymous in a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Which is also true. We definitely needed the hiatus. So, Kat says, I still want to go work in Vic's sewing rooms at the new shop. Give my left nut to do it. Oh wait, don't have those. Vic can make you a pair.
Yeah, he'll just give you some, and then you can give him the left one.
Yeah, just don't ask him where he got the mold from.
Yeah, really. You don't want the answer to that question.
You would not want to know what the basis of that was. I actually regret saying it.
Because you know he's gonna say it in the chat. He's gonna be like, "Yeah,
I thoroughly regret that.
I teabagged that mold one night. Just believe me."
Oh my God. I seriously was going to even say the same thing. Of course, I was going to say teabagging a gallon of latex, but thank God you said it first because I feel better. Ooh. Vic, you'll have a costume shop faster than you think, sir, I think. Just make sure that you build it way off the road so you don't have crazy ass people running into it.
Yeah, seriously.
I think you should anything you build close to the road, I think you should actually instead of using 2x4s or 4x4s, use like concrete posts and put it in the ground and see how many people you can actually flip, how many cars you can flip over.
And when you have haunt reviewers come through your haunt, make sure you give them the Hunters Anonymous version of the event. Make sure they get their money's worth. If you're not dunking your nuts on their forehead through the haunt, you're not doing your job appropriately, sir. Did I say appropriately? Like I completely left the A off of that word.
Yo, appropriately, y'all.
Appropriately.
Dog. It's the halftime show, dog. So 10,000 foot to fill up. 13 says, what's the schedule for Hunters Anonymous Wednesday and Fridays? 13 right now, probably just Wednesdays. Because there's still not a whole lot of haunt stuff to talk about. So we'll be just doing it on Wednesday nights at the same time. We'll let everybody know way in advance if we're going to have a secondary show.
If we do it Wednesdays, maybe we move it to Tuesday so we're not cross streaming Alan, so Kat can not have to watch two live streams at once.
I don't know. I mean, actually being in competition with Alan Hops is kind of...
Look, we had 10 people on the night that Alan's going in the middle of February without streaming for 4 months. I call that a win, to be honest with you.
I say we keep it on Wednesdays. Now, what we can do is ask everybody, do a general consensus on, is there a better night than Wednesday? But 13, to solidly answer your question, it will be just one night a week for a wee bit. When we start getting hot and heavy into the other conventions and everybody's builds and stuff, then we may go into 2 nights. We'll have to see. It's really mostly always up to James because I'm up for whatever. So.
And tonight was also David Quinn, so that's another. Oh yeah. So we're competing with 3 that I don't particularly want to take away from. If it was any of the Illuminati, then I fucking don't care because no one here gives a shit about that.
Yeah, but when are they not online doing something? So we could stream like all the time. And
if you are following us and you give a shit about them, please cease and desist because I don't fucking need that in my life.
Yeah, You know what? Actually, now that we're back into Hunters Anonymous mode, I do want to promote another set of live streamers, which are they're interesting folks. I was telling James this. They're kind of in line with what James and I've been saying for the last several years with the pandemic and stuff. But there's a man and a woman. They live in Metairie, Louisiana. They have Haunt Weekly. So that's Haunt Weekly. Right now, they just do one podcast a week. They're not doing anything live, so nobody's really in competition. But their shows are 53 to 55 minutes long, something like that. They're really cool. They go a little oddball off topic. Some of the stuff they say is not quite accurate. They're not lying about it. They're just not quite accurate about it. I wouldn't mind having them on the show when they can do live again. But they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Maybe we'll make them reps. Um,
Yeah, and everything you told me about them sounds good.
yeah. I would endorse them. They do seem pretty they're pretty cool. There's another one. I don't think they've been doing much lately, so I'm gonna have to come check them out. But there's another one I would. Yeah, Mark. Remember we were talking about that? You said that's highly specific, and I mean literally, it's their shows are 53 to 55 minutes, and that's it. And when they end the show, they're like, "Ta ta," and that's the end of it. There's like no lead off or anything like we try to do.
And I
But
100% want to support the other streamers that are doing this. Like, we're not original
Yes.
by any means by what we're doing. Like, we're doing the same shit other people have done for years. We just
Yeah.
put our own spin on it, being that we give you our personalities and you give us the discussion. We're not
Yes.
here to give you information that's solid. Like, we're not researching 24 hours a day to be the Haunt News station. We're here for fun and just bullshit. Like, it's just what we're here for.
But I think we put out some fairly relevant stuff, though.
But you do 100%. Like, I'll look stuff up when I'm hearing about it, but it's an entertainment thing more than it is. Like, we're not cornering the market on haunt information by any means.
No, that's true. But I mean, I think we put it out there, and
We are definitely the most interactive show. Like, our
Yes.
show is so based off of everybody that's here.
Tara says we will only follow you. Well, that's
Oh, Terry,
That's
you're
actually very
getting hard
cool.
on that one too.
yeah. We just
But
We
that's,
try.
that's us. We put our personalities on display, and we interact with everybody that's in the audience, like, as much as we can. But when you guys are super active, it's a little hard because there's a lot of stuff flowing out. But, like, for now, it's February. We've got 10 people here just, like, randomly talking about, whatever. We're not giving you the inside scoop on some random ass haunt in the middle of nowhere and what we thought about it. Like, that was never what we did anyway. Like, we always focused on, like, the smaller home haunt people. That's who
Which-
we agree with. And that's who
Which-
we're supporting.
which actually that's a good segue because we're going to be doing some really cool. We've been talking about it like past year, but we're going to come up with something for Home Haunter Awards because that's what Sean's idea.
Was that was Sean that said that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We're all truth. We're all fun and truth telling. Well, thank you. We try to be. We're not. You know what? We would like tonight. If it weren't for y'all, do you really think we'd be here for an hour and a half? There's no way.
None at all. But we could talk for hours. You and I back and forth talk nonstop anyway.
Oh yeah.
But, like, it would not be nearly as fun, and the conversation wouldn't be nearly as diverse. So, like, we're not trying to bring people onto our show that are going to 100% dominate the show. We have people like Josh that come on and do molds, and he literally talks to you guys exactly how we do as he's doing it. Like, this isn't you're coming to us simply for information or entertainment. You're coming for us to be a part of the show.
Yeah. And there's a humility and a humbleness to all of it, whereas some of the other folks,
To an
it's
extent,
very-
yes.
well, but we don't come on and be snooty and snotty and
No, we
Talk
just tell
down to
you how
people
it
for an hour
is,
and a half.
regardless. If it makes us
Yeah.
an asshole or I will quote unquote toxic, as we've been called, because I've literally been messaged from people that we've talked about specifically saying how toxic we are to the community, which blows my mind because all it ever is simply entertainment. We're telling truths. We're not telling 50% of a story. We're telling you what we've come across, and this is how it was perceived.
Right. So yeah, I mean, and you know what? We're just kind of reiterating all this stuff because we've done it before because it's us back from hiatus.
We do say that a lot, but again, it's not even directly on us. It's on them. It's everybody that's here, and we're focused 100% on the chat. We're not. We did a few big, like, higher up people on the show where it was like we were discussing what they had to offer, and those shows weren't nearly as fun as us just totally focused on chat.
True, but I mean, it was still cool to have those folks on. I mean,
and I love having people on to come talk about their stuff, but at the same time, we've always made sure that the chat is directly in communication with the people that are talking to us. Like we're not the sole focus. It's 100% everybody that's engaged with us. That's the focus.
Yeah, and that's why I'm always very adamant about trying to make sure I read. And I actually do read everything. Well, we both read everything. Sorry, Vic got a hold of me about something with Transworld. I'm gonna have to watch it later.
Well, Tara said we are all fun and truth telling, which again we agree. We're not just telling lies here, making shit up, pulling out of our asses just for fun. It's stuff that we've encountered, and we'll call the bullshit as we see it, because it's just how it always has been, and that's how it always will be. We're not going to sugarcoat something because we want to become more popular. I don't personally care if this page grows further than what it is, because we can go an hour and 42 minutes in a discussion with everybody that's currently here, and it's fun. And that makes the stream fun to do.
Yeah. I mean,
what's the point of having 40,000 followers when you have 6 people that show up and say just nonsensical pedo clown babble? That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, that's why, when you have 40,000 fake followers, and you only have 2 people show up. Kat says, Wednesdays are my 10 to 12 hour workshop days. You guys and Alan bring me back to normal and smile. Thank you. Well, for one, Kat, you're very welcome. That's very humbling. Thank you. And thank you for being here.
Exactly.
Once again.
100%. And you're always here, and you're always fun to talk to. Like, you bring content for us to discuss, and that's what we like doing.
Yeah.
Then you got people like Vic that just come here to vex us, and we love him to death.
It says you guys are like the plague. Once you got it, you got it. Well, that's true.
It's true. That's
true.
That's the basis of this. We might be toxic to people that have things to hide. I don't know where they're coming from that they think that we're being toxic by calling their bullshit.
Well, that it's just, too bad. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo them.
I'm not losing sleep over it. I just like to bring it up when we're discussing things.
I guarantee you I'm not either. I'll be so sad after this show being mean to these people that I eat a peanut butter sandwich and some chips to go to bed. That's how sad I'll be. Danny said, HA is unique in that it's been made clear that y'all are out here uniting a community without having to talk about uniting people nonstop throughout the whole show, which is true. I mean, and once again, we are all about mostly about the home hunters, which, like I said, we are going to get some cool stuff. We're going to do some cool stuff this year. There's going to be some cool ass stuff that nobody else does. We're going to do it this year. It's going to happen.
Yeah, this really was kind of like, let's just vent some shit out that's been building for 4 months and reintroduce the show to you guys so you know we haven't changed anything. It's still the same sarcastic bullshit that is just the truth. It's not hidden behind a veil of like falsivity, We'll call you out if you need to be called out.
Good night, Mark. Thank you. Mark says, y'all went on for so long that I have to go to a meeting. Have fun. Be safe.
See you, Mark.
get the Tron ride working.
Seriously, it's
Damn
been
it.
like 3 fucking years. What the hell are you guys doing?
Damn it, Mark. Night, Mark. Be careful, man. Thank you so much, as always. Tara says Pedo the Clown is a real name. Oh, no. Oh, trust me. Yeah. So when I say Bing Bong the Pedo Clown, I am sure that if I were to look that up right now, it probably exists. Like it's
Which
like
is it's terrifying that like that has become a commonplace that like we just accept it because why not? They're just clowns, you know? But there's some people that take it to such levels that make me physically uncomfortable with the things that they say. You shouldn't be so invested in a character that you're okay pretending that you're a 5-year-old and that's who you're relating to. It's no place in a haunt, and it sure shit is not a place to do it in any type of anything. Honestly, you shouldn't
nowhere.
do it.
No, it's not. No, yeah. Vic says we need Jesus. No, it's the stuff, and so it it physically makes James sick. I'm not a violent person, even though I've joked about things. There are some of these idiots on here that I would walk up to them in public and punch them so hard in their throat that the vape that's lodged in their lungs from a week ago would shoot out their asshole. That literally, because it's just you don't be a 30-something-year-old person and talk like a little oochie boochie kid. It's not good. It's not cool. It's not good. It's not cute. It's not scary.
It's like
it is creepy.
At best, it's cringy, and you shouldn't be proud of that.
Right, cringy is, but yes. Don't think that rasping your voice out and vaping all over the place makes you it's just the whole, and we've talked about this so much. I swear to God, we could write a book. None of it's cool.
Write a book. And
we should write a book.
Make it free for everybody to read. It'll be like a 67-page manual on how not to be a pedophile.
Yes. And the title would be like How I Throat Punched Bing Bong the Pedo Clown.
And like I get it. It's supposed to be, make you uncomfortable. It's a haunt thing, but there are lines clearly like just drawn in the sand that so many people are too comfortable crossing.
And too many people are comfortable supporting and accepting and then defending. See, that's even that. I don't know what's worse. I don't know if the people that are doing it actively or the people who think it's the cutest thing since whatever, and then they get upset when you. Ooh.
What was that? Why does it support me at streamloots.com/100? How did that become a thing? Where did that? I swear to God, I didn't.
You're the one that made those damn things up.
I never put that in there ever. So if that was,
I still can't log into it.
If that was like a Streamloots thing that they did on their own, no one heard me click anything. You hear my clicks and clacks. Like I'm just sitting here drinking my shit and watching the screen, and that popped up. I don't know if somebody played it and just didn't say who played it, or if it was like an automated thing. I don't know.
That's the first time I've seen it.
But seriously, if you support us on Streamloots, you're going to get something in return. Obviously, you're going to get the Streamloots that you can play on the stream while we're streaming. And all that money directly goes 100% back into this show. We've never made we've never made a dime off of any of this.
No. God, I'm doing that whole, no. I don't mean to either. But it's true. That's true. I love the Streamloots. I think it's a good idea. It's a good idea on your part. Josh says, our 3 new actors from last year, a family that joined us. Oh, I remember them. Messaged me they were moving further away and worried about being able to drive further to work the haunt. I told them I will pick you guys up. That, you see, is how that works. That is what's a true haunt family. Not the conglomerate of pedo, the big ding dong, not these clowns that think that. And you know what? I'm going to say it. The whole scurry face thing and all that stuff. That is not a haunt community. That is a ridiculous. I can't even think of all the words. What Josh just said, that's haunt family, not what those people do at all. And if they don't like it, then too bad.
And that's fucking fantastic. Like, that is 100% the mentality that we want to promote, is people that do things like you do. It's not about the money. It's not about any kind of recognition. It's just you're promoting, your family in this haunt community. We're not trying to make we're not making a profit off of you guys. We're taking our time so that you can be a part of our family.
Yeah. And we help where we can. And do the things we... Wait a minute. Vic says, tune into next week's live stream, Christian Haunt channel, right here on Haunters Anonymous.
We will never be a Christian haunt channel.
But I tell you what, we will always be is a haunt channel that does not support
pedo clowns at all. In any way, shape, or form. We don't support it. We won't recognize it other than bashing it into the ground like it needs to be.
And there are some...
He understands.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But Vic also likes the clowns.
And he's always got to dip his nuts in the fucking sauce, like always.
And the zombies. So the two things that I can't stand, Vic is like, but no, there are actually some clowns that are they're highly unique. I mean, they're very cool, but they don't have to rely on being cringy. They're just creepy for like real. But this whole conglomerate of all the ones where literally I can scroll my feed, my Facebook feed, and I don't know what the hell haunt I'm looking at because every one of these haunts has the same damn clown.
The same face mask.
Same face mask. Same or, boopity boopity boopities. It's just I can't stand it.
When the only thing that is different between you and another clown is the simple color stripes that you have on your outfit. You are branding yourself a follower. You're not standing out in any way.
Look at me, my little ball tassels on my chest are in a different random order than your different random order.
Like if you want somebody to tell you, if you want somebody to be a dick to you and just be rude to you and say mean shit, message me and I will do that for you for free.
And I will chime in on occasion and help. Wait a minute. I know. Yes, Vic, you're a clown fan. See, and Josh says, you're important to our haunt. Don't worry about gas. I'll get you. That is 110% how a real haunt family works. That's how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's supporting each other regardless of what they have to offer. You're a part of our family. We're gonna do what we can to help you.
But there's haunted attractions and owners that would be in the same situation. Like, well, you're moving further away, but it's totally worth it. I tell you what,
drive over here.
I'll give you your own pizza when you get here.
You're guaranteed 3 slices of Little Caesars when you come here.
And it's laughable, but it's absolutely that kind of shit happens. I bear witness to these things. I've seen it, and it pissed me off. I won't even go into where all that, but I've seen it, and I'm just like, that's not how you treat people. So,
you see what Tara said?
Yeah, Haunter Jesus loves us all.
If you're seeking Haunter Jesus, you're in the wrong stream. Because
by a long shot.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it since you've already gone out on the limb and mentioned them directly.
Whatever, it's 2022. Do it.
We're gonna get called out. I guarantee you, someone's gonna hear this, share it to them, and we're gonna be the bad guys in all of this. And everybody that's part of the Illumahaunty, they've all made separate videos directed at us, not in any way, shape, or form confronted us directly. They've all made their own private streams.
Yeah, because they know they're wrong and we're right. So
it isn't even about being wrong or right. It's about them having the balls to confront us on the show. Come into our fucking chat on a Wednesday night and you bring your bullshit with you. And I guarantee you're going to be out fucking classed every time.
Vic says he's going to share it everywhere. Well, that's cool.
Good. Yeah. Fucking more notoriety for Haunt Hub will love us.
And see, and once again, and I'm going to put this out here too. You know, we're out of hiatus. It's just one of those things. We're getting out of our system now. I guarantee you, this is not how every single show is going to be, because literally, I've been over all this. I know James been over all this. We're just getting it out of our systems right now. We've had legitimate stuff tonight, but I guarantee you, all these people that were quote unquote harassing, whatever, we're getting it out of our systems tonight. They're so insignificant to the entire industry. It's actually not even it's a waste of time devoting too many shows to it. So
and I promise you this right now, we have never verbally attacked anyone that wasn't already deserving of it.
Yeah, like, or that we wouldn't do to their faces.
100 fucking. Well, some of us have to look down to see their faces, but
well, no, pretty much all of us have to look down to see their faces, because you know, when you come from the land of Oz.
But yeah, like you know, making a fucking 45-minute stream about all the haters, which is brilliantly named, by the way, because not every Karen on Facebook has ever called in someone a hater for something that, you know, you've disagreed on. I don't want to dislike these people as humans, but at the same time, when I'm falsely accused of something on a live stream and then I'm blocked and I'm named personally as this hater and then completely blocked from any future communications, your balls are about the size of a fucking marble, and you need to sit down and reflect on yourself. Like, no shit, I can't contact this person because they blocked me after I called them out on their bullshit without directly naming them, even though somebody on the show directly named them. I won't say who, Mike, but I was falsely accused of naming them.
Whoop, whoop.
I got an hour-long stream. I think it was an hour-long stream about how they're suddenly now more important because they have a hater. And I could give fucking zero shits about what they do with their lives. But somehow we're the bad guys in all of it. Every time. Because they have so many people that follow them blindly and thinking that they are the pinnacle and that they're the ones that matter. It's fucking the furthest thing from the truth.
Kat says that's how little weenies work, cowards.
Yeah, small dick energy to the max. Like, Napoleon couldn't be any less Napoleon than this person is.
Vic says, I hear a little violence in your voice.
I'm on Captain Morgan right now. I would get violent as fuck immediately. And that's why I'm blocked, because you know your bullshit. You got called out on your bullshit, and I wasn't even the one that directly mentioned you in your bullshit. I was taking the higher road and was like, you know what? You know, we've got this set up. We're trying to raise money for these homeless veterans, but please stick with your little group of 3 people and think you're more important than everyone else and you're the victim in this. Like, how much more gaslighting can you be?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But you know what? Everything that we said about him and everything we said was going to happen, it's actually now happening. The whole house of cards is falling, and we're watching it in real time. Tara needs names. She wants to PM her block button.
I'll tell you on the fucking show. I don't care. Like, at this point, they're so insignificant to my life that I literally don't give a shit what they have to say about me in future streams. Like, they can all take their little group of their little triad and have a massive orgy for all I give a shit, because there's nowhere, like, they have nothing to do with anything of importance in this show's life. They don't come to this show. None of their fans come to this show.
Thank God.
Thankfully.
Yeah, we don't need pedo clowns on this show.
And
it happened for a little bit.
It's been, you know, like the last 7 or 8 months that finally set me off to where, like, I need to take a break from all this haunt business, because I'm just so fucking sick of their bullshit. It was like every other week, here comes a new fucking rant about shit we said on our show that we never directly named them on, but everybody knew it was them because they're the ones that are perpetrating the shit that we said. You're giving yourself away by admitting that that's who we were talking about. Well, Vic, you're a special case when you come to our show.
We love y'all. You have a good time when you're here, and we have a good time with you. So it is a different case.
It really is. Like, we had, not even at the beginning of our show, it was more like towards the middle of our show run where we had more people from certain regions coming to our show that were like, again, they were literally just clogging up our show with nonsensical bullshit. And because of our opinions on said people, they've all sloughed off, and I'm fine with it. I love everybody that's here, everybody that talks to us, everybody that communicates with us. You're the show. We're just the voices for you people that, are here. Sometimes the faces, like in Josh's case and Vic's case.
I'm going to LOL. Comment. He said, "I love aggravating the devil out of you guys." You don't aggravate. This is the banter that we like. This is the fun banter. This is how we learn. This is how y'all learn. Hopefully, once again, it's the interactivity of the show.
We say it a lot, but it's a pat on your backs more than it is our back. Like, that's the whole thing. Is the show isn't based on us; it's based on you guys that come here and talk to us and give us stuff to go off of. Like, we are completely indebted to everybody that's here, not the other way around. We're not looking for our popularity in this. Everybody that follows us because you're going to come in, you're going to hear some random shit, and you're going to be a part of that conversation. You're a voice in the crowd. You're not just here to hear us say our opinions on shit.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. We love you too, here. We'll say that all the time. Yeah. And the thing is there's going to be a lot of other shows like haunt shows or whatever, or just not even haunt shows. You'll notice that they can't go on for 2 hours. I mean, we've been going on for 2 hours nonstop, because y'all give us all the material. Whereas their lack of interactivity, they can barely go for 20, 25, 30 minutes tops. And at a certain point, they're literally just rambling. I mean, we can ramble, but at least our rambling is cohesive.
Well, sometimes. Like, tonight is a bit of a conglomeration of like 4 months of bullshit combined with us coming in and venting our frustration with everybody and receiving your informations. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Vic says, wait, so we all that's here will be shunned from the haunt community because no, I guarantee you we're not that important.
No,
the haunt community is
not that important.
Yeah, the haunt community is not going to shun you because you came here to this show. They're going to be like, wait, what?
Who are they? Like, we have no delusions of grandeur.
And yeah, we don't. And then if they were like, we got to check that out. And they're like, check out the show. And they're like, oh my God. So no. We guarantee you that the only people that would shun you would be the people that you'd want to be shunned
from
by. Yeah. Trust us. Yeah, trust us. Because we are also therefore shunned from those people, which is fine. I mean, I'm not blocked from anything because
yeah, because you fucking are anonymous and they thought it was me.
See, I told you I hold up the spirit of the show.
That's what I fucking get, man. I'm not reaching out to anybody for anything anymore. Fucking dicks. That's okay. Anyway. I got featured in a fucking hour-long rant about how much of a hater I am. So,
see, I haven't been featured in anything.
Yeah, well, you gotta get yourself out there some more. Put yourself on camera.
I'm pretty sure that the people that I could have been featured by kind of do know me, but that's okay.
Oh no, you are far more known in the haunt community than I am. I was just a fucking random actor that showed up with some shit and did some things. I didn't run stuff, and it literally taught people that now disagree with my stance.
And mine too. So at least we have something in common with that. But once again, I could actually literally care less.
And that's the thing that we talked about before this show was we're like, yeah, we are cohesive in the fact that we were friends before the show. We aren't using each other to benefit from the show.
Yes.
It's a mutual thing. It's not like we didn't decide to form a triad of assholes to improve our stance in the community, because that would make us look like dicks.
For some reason, I think I'm going to call them tri-holes.
Tri-holes.
The tri-holes. Vic says, you all going to be well known after this show, and we'll share it around. Share it. That's fine with me.
Fucking don't care. I really. You're doing us a favor.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we'll actually have some probably high core sponsorship from Haunt Hub, and I will guarantee you this too, the absolute majority, and I can't even like 99.9999999 and just keep going with the 9% of the haunt community would thoroughly agree with the shit that we say about these certain folks. I guarantee it.
Because we're not making things up, and it isn't directly about us. It's about calling out the bullshit that we see.
There's only one of that triad that would be a little bit different, and that's just because he really has kind of not I don't say weaseled his way in. He's gone out there and he has actually made friends outside of the vaping clown whatever community. So I'd get a little flack for that, but other than that, I mean, once again, if you're going to have any affiliation with the triad of pedo clowns, then you're no better than the rest of them. So, but the haunt industry, I guarantee you, thinks that these folks that we badmouth in a truthful way, they would all agree, and they'd probably all get a good giggle out of some of the crap that we say and some of the stuff that y'all say about it. It's not like that we are.
It's entertainment purpose. It's not fucking. It's just, we're calling out the bullshit that we see, just like everybody else that does on Facebook. But we're the platform for you guys to do this shit, and we catch flack for it. So be it. Like, who cares? You guys are gonna show up. Everybody that's here right now doesn't give a shit about the stuff we're saying. We're not offending you in any way because you can see the same shit that we see. Like, we're not a popularity contest here to be the most highest rated show with the most amount of fake followers you can get, because I can go buy 50,000 followers literally anywhere off of Google, and we'll have 50,000 followers on Facebook and YouTube, but at the end of the day, who gives a shit? Like, this isn't our job, this isn't our livelihoods. We're entertainment, like, for you guys, and you guys bring us the content for us to be entertaining with.
Well, y'all are all entertaining too. I have to say that too.
Well, yeah, Vic with his nonsense rambling, giving us a hard time.
And his $100 hammers.
And Danny, whenever she gets into one of her moods.
Oh God. See now y'all are getting it.
And I can't even name everybody. Like, it's literally everyone that's talking in chat and being a part of the show. There's no one specific person that brings us like the ultimate amount of joy, because everybody here does. It's so fun to communicate with everyone about it. We can get all the shit that you see on Facebook off everyone's chest. If you see some shit that you disagree with and you're like, if I say this, I'm going to have 1,000 people attacking me. Well, this is the place to do that, because no one here gives a shit. It's just for fun. Like, don't take what we say as literally, even though there are times we are quite literally calling out people for their unbelievably pedophile actions.
Total side note, Haunt Hub apparently is going to Transworld. That's going to be interesting.
Well,
I think we should have the people that run Haunt Hub on here and then do a massive disclaimer.
I would like everybody that comments on Haunt Hub to be here for one of these shows, simply because they're vicious and we are basically Haunt Hub's voice at this point. Like, we'll say the shit that people are saying on Haunt Hub, but we'll do it verbally so you can listen to us. And there's a record of it. It's not like we're hiding behind any kind of screen here.
Our memes are audio. That's the funny part.
Essentially, yes.
Oh, and Vic is right. He says, I see shit every day on how fucked up some of the haunt people are. That is actually true. I mean, oddly enough, it doesn't just pinpoint on the pedo clowns and that whole genre.
No, they are just by far the biggest target.
Yes, but they're also trying to make themselves the most seen. But there are minor parts of the haunt community that you still have. You do have some people that really should not be working at a haunted attraction or owning a haunted attraction. So yeah, Vic is very right about that. The pedo clowns are not isolated. They need to be isolated, far, far on another planet. But
yes, like behind some STD screens and everything else that prevents their disease from spreading further.
Which we'll say is the sun. They should just be put into the sun.
And like, we have followers that are haunt clowns that they're here because they can give us as much of a hard time as we're giving them. They understand it's just for fucking entertainment purposes. It's fun. Don't get your fucking knickers in a bunch. And I said knickers with a CK. Fucking relax yourselves before that gets blasted out into the universe.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Well, cancel culture these days. People are gonna be like, what did he say? That sounded a little fucking offensive to me. No, we're not those people.
No, but unfortunately, there's people like that in the haunt community.
There are.
Josh says, I've been working in the haunt community for 20 years, and I've never actually heard of Haunt Hub. Well, Haunt Hub is actually relatively new. I think they're only one or two. It's a group on Facebook. You should totally go check it out.
You should. And take the shit that you see, go in there with a thick skin, because some of the guys that comment, like some of the people, I'm not going to say guys, that's sexist also, I guess. Some of the people that comment on there they're brutal, man. They will call you on your shit and 100% rip you a new one. And that's even if you didn't post it. There was a person that posted something on there the other day, like supporting, someone, and then they ripped that person a new one.
Tara, good night. Before you leave, Tara, thank you so much.
Good night.
Come and see us again, okay?
Thank you for coming by again as well.
Sleep well when you do. I think you're probably the Haunt Hub.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Haunt Hub they really will rip you apart. But you know what? What's really funny and sad at the same time is everything they say is actually legitimate, pretty much.
That's kind of where most of tonight's Trans World haunt, like the whole thing came from, was the post that I saw specifically on there, and then we talked about it. They'll tell you how it is. They don't care. And they'll call you on your bullshit 100%.
Yeah, they are dark and funny. Yeah, and it really, I can't even fathom going into any group like that, asking for money to go to Trans World, especially when you don't belong at Trans World. Thanks for being you too, Tara.
Yes, thank you for being here, and sleep well, as Mike said.
If it's different if you're legitimately doing something for, maybe you're doing a GoFundMe or a Patreon or a Buy Me a Coffee or something, but just coming into, especially that group,
to go to Trans World, which that group has already voiced their opinions wholly on.
It's not good. It's just not good.
Like you're not coming out smelling like roses in that group when you post something like that.
It's very evident to people that don't know what Haunt Hub is, and they will come in and they'll make posts, and then they don't understand what they literally have just been so blindsided by the comments, and the comments will be, "Don't you know what Haunt Hub is?" And I'm like, "Well, they've got a point." They've got a point. You need to read
Very
the
true.
about section. Oh my god, some of the stuff will make me cackle. I will say some of it I've actually laughed out loud for real.
Oh, I have
Um,
too. In fact, on that one particular post about the whole "get me to trans world" thing, I laughed several times.
Tears that you posted on that clown feed on that. Well, here I'll give you one to tell you how butthurt that whole triad like people are. There was a post on Haunt Hub with a bunch of comments. I made one comment, I think off of James's comment, and within 5 minutes, I had a private message from this person that I know, and it turned into a tirade of paragraphs, on and on, on and on, on and on. Which of course I'm the wrong person to do that shit to, but that just shows you how pathetic that group of people is. And I hate saying that really because the person I'm talking about, I mean, we're not close like we used to be. When I say close, just like oh, hey, what's up? Da 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 da. But literally, my one comment out of 50 or 60 was singled out by this person, and they are part of this triad. And immediately, I was popped in Messenger, and I'm talking like they were trying to rip me an asshole. I'm like, dude, I'm the wrong person to do it. But it just shows how butthurt, how extremely butthurt they are, and how much they monitor these types of groups just so they can actually show how butthurt they are.
Yeah, and like
I-
if you're going to challenge us to a battle of wits, you had seriously better come prepared.
yes. Oh,
Like, I'm
God.
not saying we are the most intelligent people by any means. I'm a dumbass to the max. Like, I fully admit my ignorance in so many levels. But like, if you're going to try to battle me on common sense things, you had better have a myriad of facts and information to back up the things you're saying.
Yeah. Same here. Well, now Tara told them how much it really cost and had people saying that I was making it up. I said they need $1,500 just for hotel and food. We've got Tara rattled up now because she was supposed to be going to bed. Which
Yeah,
we
sorry,
love her.
Tara.
We love you being here, but now we got her all rattled up. Her adrenaline levels up.
And that it's the truth, though. That again is
yeah.
People don't want to accept what is actual truth.
No, especially when it goes against what they hold as their opinion. Yeah, there's enough. Yeah, Vic has proof. Like I said, it's just I don't know. The haunt community does have its bumps and potholes. It does. Anything does. Everything does. But this is just such a unique industry amongst everything else. I mean, there's bunches of places that cook burgers. There's a bunch of places that sell clothes. The haunt industry is a very unique industry, and it's sort of tight knit. Not as much as it used to be, but it's because you've got these ding dong groups that are coming out and laying claim to the fact that they are the standard, or they're bringing the haunt community together, or they blah, 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 and they're doing absolutely the opposite. And they're laughing stocks, and it's tearing people away from the haunt industry
And
by lying.
friendships. Outside
And
friendships. It's literally ruining friendships, like, for nothing.
Right. And it's because of the amount of lies in these idiot groups that they tell these people and bring them in like a cult. It's like literally like a cult. And it's sad because there are talented people who have shifted their attention from being a humble haunt actor and whatnot to literally my shit doesn't stink because I'm in this group and you're being violent and toxic and blah blah blah. It's just really sad. Oh, Zach's still here. Some folks can't answer a simple, direct question. How could they intellectually battle?
I saw that
Gosh,
that post that he's talking about was, he's like, but why? All I need
Yeah.
to know is why. And it is. And that's exactly, he's proving the point that you can become so enveloped in a fandom and a belief that sometimes when you're checked on that fandom and belief, you can't go outside of that. Like, I hope to God that anybody that follows us and listens to us regularly, you guys understand, like, the shit we say is literally here for your entertainment. And we're not telling you that, like, oh, Haunters Anonymous is the best haunt stream you're going to find, because that couldn't be further from the truth. There are plenty of haunt streams, and some, like Mike said, we promote, and there are others that we just don't care about because I think they're full of shit, and they truthfully are full of shit. But like, don't turn it into a cult mentality.
Sorry.
Listen,
that was funny.
That rant is proudly presented to you by Captain Morgan. 100% Captain Morgan fed. Captain Morgan approved.
That's just going to be another shirt that you would not be able to walk into Disney Park with. That's okay. Keep going.
But yeah, like, you don't believe us solely because we are who we are. We're just saying things to be funny and to have fun, and we'll call bullshit when we see bullshit. And if everyone else has a problem with it, then honestly, that's their problem. It really isn't even our problem. Cat said,
yeah,
I don't converse with idiots. I just ask questions. When they don't answer, re-ask. Exactly. And that was something that happened within the last few days. That it was like, but why? And the literal question was confronting a situation about what they're doing. And they're like, they gave a paragraph and a half about all of the reasons except for the specific answer. Like, if you're going to give an answer, give the answer. We don't need a paragraph and a half about all of the reasons surrounding this, but don't directly answer the question. It's like how I can rant when I'm intoxicated with Captain Morgan about shit that, I could beat around the bush all day for.
Ooh. Yeah, being convoluted when you're being asked a very simple, direct question that can be answered with a few words or a sentence. If you're being so convoluted that it takes sentences after sentences, then you just don't know you just need to be quiet. You just need to not answer the question, or say, I don't know the answer, or I'm wrong, or whatever.
Admitting you're wrong is literally the hardest thing for people to do, especially on Facebook directly. No one's going to say, like, oh, I'm wrong. And if that situation ever arises with any of the things that we've ranted about, whether I'm drunk or sober, and I say, like, oh shit, I was wrong about this, then fine, I'll do that. I have no problem admitting, like, because, I'm smart enough to know that I'm a complete idiot. And a lot of people have a problem accepting that fact in their life, and they just always think they're right.
Yeah, Zach said, refer to my webpage. And the deal is, if we say something and y'all notice it's not correct, call us out on it. And we'll go, oh shit, okay, well, you're right. But we're not going to sit here and rant for two minutes or 5 minutes about convolute how we are right and all this stuff. We will definitely call ourselves out if we're wrong. And if we're called out being wrong, we will very humbly either debate it if we still think we're right, but still have facts to back it up. And if our facts are not correct, then y'all's facts are correct enough. Totally, like, say, oh, super sorry, you're right, blah blah blah. It's that's the way you're supposed to do it, not go on for paragraphs and then just, oh my God, back and forth with rambly bambly logic and ass backwards logic and everything else. It's, oh my God.
It's not even logic, though. That's the problem. It's just them spewing emotion with no filter between emotion and brain before typing the shit that they say.
But they think it's logic.
Like,
but
I'm
you are right.
3 sheets to the wind right now, and I fucking fully admit it, and I'm totally capable of I can't speak, but I can 100% compose myself to the point that if someone has a conversation with me, I will battle you on that entire topic until I admit that I'm either wrong or we get to a point that you admit that like your view of the situation was completely skewed from mine.
Yes.
This is
By the
gonna
way,
be an
Tara says,
interesting re-listening for me, I think.
yeah, Tara says, Captain Morgan's word of the night. Everyone drink every time he says Captain Morgan. And then Kat says, it becomes a challenge, and I'm old, retired, and have all the time in the world to keep asking. And then, oh, I see. Calling out Captain Morgan for sponsorship. Vic says, you're wrong on the $100 hammer, so there's that.
If there was ever a legitimate scenario that we were called out and we were being quote unquote haters on a topic that we had no idea about, I would fully admit to it. Like, but it's never happened on this show because there's too much thought behind the shit that we say. Even when I am completely gone, I'm thinking about the things I'm going to say, but prior to saying them, whether I can convey them through speaking or not is a different topic entirely. But like, I assure you, my mental capacity is still such that if you want to discuss certain topics, I will totally be happy to do so.
Josh says, I'm feeling James. I'm pretty far into Sailor Jerry's right now.
See?
Is that a drink?
Yeah, Sailor Jerry's is a drink.
Oh. Wee.
But like normally I would be going to the gym tonight, so I'd have to cut the show off at 10 o'clock.
2 hours ago.
Yeah, like we're like what 2.5 hours almost into this show, and I'm completely fine. I can keep going until I literally pass out, in which case you'll have to mute my microphone for me, which I know logically you don't have the capabilities to do, but you can be like, all right, we need to go.
Yeah, no, I literally the show would just run until tomorrow morning when it
literally
was breakfast.
would just be me snoring on stream.
It'd be like a 12-hour show, and everybody's like,
and
what
it would
the hell
still
happened?
be more interesting than some of these people that want to hate on us for being who we are.
Vic says, have you guys been Transworld? Vic, I went Transworld once years ago.
Hmm.
I do believe. That's it.
Years ago. Hey,
I
look,
didn't belong there.
we're selling products because Tara now needs a $100 hammer.
Hammer.
You're welcome, Transworld.
Tara's in bed right now going like, I should be asleep, but I actually need a Cap Morgan's and a $100 hammer. So I'm not sure if I should go to sleep or not. Maybe I should get back up. Sailor Jerry's is a rum. See, that's where everybody needs to laugh at me because I don't drink, never have. I don't know these things. I couldn't, if you came up to me and said, Mike, could you make me a rum and Coke? I'd be like, I have no idea how to do that.
And
I have no idea how to do that.
I really can't drink a whole lot because of my surgery and everything. So like when I do drink, it hits me really hard, really quickly. And that's, that's kind of a blessing and a curse, I guess, to this show, because on nights like tonight where I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to drink. I can drink a little bit and I'm just completely gone.
Yep, Zach, when you want it to look bigger, Alumahanti. That's right.
I completely respect the fact that it's just been called out at this point. Like, I know the next few days it's going to be, fucking 45-minute rant this, 45-minute rant that on 16 different platforms. But, if this little tiny show that we have of 10 people can literally cripple a fucking triad of streamers, then what does that say about you? Like, maybe you went the wrong direction. What do you think?
Right.
Because who are we? We're literal nobodies in the grand scheme of things. We're just here for entertainment purposes and to have fun. But you're spending 16, 17 hours to prepare for your show. We get together 20 minutes before the show and maybe discuss what we're going to talk about. If if we even have the time to do such things.
Or if we have anything actually to talk about.
Exactly, because I was 100% unprepared for this evening.
And lo and behold,
here we are, one of the longest streams yet at fucking
that's
11:30.
That's not quite true, because we have to go back a long time for those 5 to 10 hours. You're going streams.
2 years almost back into time.
Well, I actually believe that those were the streams that aged me as much as I have aged in the past year.
Oh, I got some gray hairs from those shows, believe me. That was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, complete utter nonsense. And that was when I could drink before the surgery. So it cost me a lot more to get drunk on those streams than it does now.
And once again, you won't see another stream that actually can say they went for 5 to 10 hours and actually have proof. And not just once, by the way. Zach says, irony you say on your show, we don't give people 4 out of 5 skulls. We're into making friends. A couple months later, you have their logo on your screen. All right. Kat says, I'm very particular when I drink. As I open a bottle, whatever filters I might have to spare. Hot can get scary. Pound branded, pound moo. Josh says, I come here for entertainment and pole licking. Yes, the pole licking. We hadn't had any pole licking in a while, which is good. Tara, who, by the way, is still with us, and we love it, even though she was supposed to go to bed. I did a 5-hour show with you all. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I would like to say I'm sorry and thank you.
Yeah.
But, like, who else has that? You know, like, we don't have 30,000 fake followers. We have, 3,000 people and 10 people that show up regularly and contribute to the show and make it what it is. And that's exactly what we'd like to see. We don't care that there's not 40 people here. If we had 40 people here, we would be engaged just as much as possible with everybody that's commenting.
I would have to literally be paying a lot more attention as the things scroll way the hell fast, though. Tara said it's all good. Yeah, those original shows of like, where I literally, like, after hours, I was slowly, okay, now I'm in bed. Now I've got my phone in my face. And now I'm like, oh, my God. And then the phone would flip out of my hand because I was passing out. And I'm like, I got to go, y'all. Those were the days.
We need to have Kat on the show one night when she just has a few drinks and just completely let's go.
Yeah, both of you. I'll just moderate.
I'll get the Captain Morgan role. We could just hate on everybody and be completely branded as the worst people on Facebook. Who cares?
Get kicked off Facebook.
Vic comes here to pick up chicks, which he does so well, clearly.
With his $100 hammer.
He's sold at least 2 tonight, apparently. So you're doing something right.
Yeah, and Keith is the one supposed to be making the clown hammers, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, what David is part of that, the trio of terror that's grown to 4 or 5 people. He's part of their group. He makes, I believe he makes hammers. I could be mistaken. I don't really follow David as much as everyone else does, I guess.
Yeah,
but he does some pretty cool stuff. I mean, he's a colorful character.
I need to get back into really paying attention to everything now that we're back in hot mode.
Well, the last show they had, I was literally in the middle of watching a movie, so I was like, I'll pop in and say hi, and I had to get back to the movie because my wife would have shot me if I was not paying attention. So
Danny says, I'm still recovering from those shows. Whew. Me too. David makes giant lollipops that look pretty cool. That's right. Zach says he's going to sell vapes at Transworld. You know what? Here's a weird thing. I think somebody already does. Transworld is also not all Halloween stuff. That's another one of the things that gets on people's nerves, is like there's other shit at Transworld than haunt stuff. So it's not 100% pure. Whether that happened last year or not, I don't know. But I know that pre-pandemic, they were talking about literally vendors selling eyeglasses and shit. And I'm like, okay. If you need a $3,000 booth to sell eyeglasses, there's something super wrong. And I'm pretty sure one of them was the reason why I say eyeglasses because I think that was one of the. I just remembered that somebody literally went off about it. They're like, "Why does Trans World allow this kind of shit?"
Cat said tequila shots. Shots. That's all I can say. I would be a completely different person on tequila shots, though. I will tell you that. I'll be directly up here punching my screen at the notion of some of these people retaliating against the things we say.
And see, if you were to ask me to make a tequila shot, I wouldn't know how to do that either.
It's literally pouring tequila into a small glass. I think you can manage.
Well, I'd have to read the bottles to know what the tequila was.
But trust me, at this point, it wouldn't matter. You could be like, "Hey, here's your tequila shot," and it's just a shot of water. And I would be like, "All right, I'm so gone."
Mike, this is green color. I'm like, okay.
Tara said Vic can take me to dinner at Trans World and give me my hammer.
Okay. Then.
Yeah, give her the hammer, Vic. There's your opening.
Lord. There's your opening.
We have definitely entered After Dark hours at this point.
Yeah, I kind of miss the After Dark, but these shows are always After Dark. They turn into it anyway.
I feel like my liver doesn't miss the After Dark shows, even though we got called out at the beginning for being called After Dark. Even though we developed the Haunters Anonymous After Dark brand 3 years before they did.
I completely forgot about that. Who were the assholes? Are they still around?
Yes, that was Vodka. That called us out on being an After Dark, calling us original, with extreme quotes around original. But we had developed After Dark 3 years before their show ever even came about.
Yeah. Once again, it's that whole holier than thou clown bullshit.
Yeah, well, I don't even want to get into the whole fucking relic vodka bullshit. I don't have time for that in my life, and I really don't care.
I completely forgot about all. So that just shows you how much I care. I completely forgot about all that. Josh says absinthe. If we ever get to hang out, James, I'm making you proper absinthe.
Oh, Josh, I have a funny story about that. My buddy had legitimate absinthe that was imported fairly illegally, I believe, that contained the actual wormwood in it. It tastes absolutely terrible. And after I drank the absinthe, I drank an entire bottle I drank 750 milliliters of Frangelico. And to this day, I can't drink it without wanting to vomit. Or even mentioning the name makes me kind of gag a little. And I love hazelnut. So, like, for me to not like hazelnut liqueur is a terrible thing.
I've had two friends who very much liked actually doing the whole process of drinking absinthe.
We didn't get into like the full like burning and melting the sugar cube and everything. Like, it was more of like, hey, there's legitimate wormwood in this absinthe, take a shot of it. And I didn't trip off of it. There was no fucking psychological issues from it. It just was really strong and tasted like really bad licorice, which, as you know, I can't stand.
I was every time that one of the persons was in Gainesville and one was here, and I was just fascinated by the process. It was just almost like a religious experience. So I would watch them and a few other people do it, and it was just like I was fascinated by the process. Of course, I never drank it, but it was just, and it was that super illegal imported, wow, you get a lot of trouble kind of stuff. Beautiful bottle.
Josh said you'll only trip off the stuff with copper alloy in it, but it'll also kill you. See, so I'm not really willing to risk my life to trip off of some absinthe. Like,
Copper
I was
alloy.
like 19 at the time, and I was hanging out with people from work. And it was a whole thing. Not my proudest moment, I will say.
I will officially say that at a quarter to whatever time it is in your land, we probably should wind it up.
Sir, that's only in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm starting to have flashbacks of the 5 hour after dark.
You can make it till 11 o'clock your time, can you not?
Yes, we'll do it till 11.
All right, so we will go till midnight this evening. My time.
Oh, that's true. It's midnight.
So
it's the wrong time zone.
I'm in the correct time zone, sir. You're an hour behind us.
I'm in the legitimate time zone.
You're in the fake time zone. Like, I can't cross the border and suddenly be an hour younger than I was.
The time zone that's wrong is where Reginald is, where it's like 6 hours in the past or whatever whatever it is over in California. I'd freak out. If I lived in California, I'd freak out because I'd be like, oh.
Tara said she wasn't intending it to be bad, but we got it, Tara. It's in fun. It's in jest.
Yeah, it completely sounded that way. So. It's only 10 o'clock where Josh is. Ow, that hurt.
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow to like 5 private messages from people being like, "What the fuck? What were you on last night?"
Oh, Cat's in the Doctor Who time zone. It's 8:42.
Cat's in Reggie's time.
Yeah, the night is young.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Cat. Let's see, it's 10:42 here and 11 in Pensacola, and 11:42 with James.
In the proper time zone, it is 11:42 p.m. in Pennsylvania.
And somewhere in Orlando, Mark is probably at a meeting, passed out somewhere.
Mark's trying to listen to the show like in private. They're talking about important business, and he's like, "Yeah."
He's got his earbuds in or whatever.
He's connected to the giant screen in his truck. I'm serious. This man's got like a 17-inch laptop turned sideways as his dashboard. It's insanity.
Well, it's like he ripped the dashboard out of a Tesla and put it in his truck.
It's bigger than a Tesla. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Well, I think Teslas are like a 17-inch. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Josh, I'm not sure when season 12 is coming out of Doctor Who. I kind of stopped watching Doctor Who before the Capaldi regeneration. I just kind of got burned out with it.
I didn't see who the new Doctor was supposed to be, but I saw a post. It was like the new Doctor, and I lost. I completely fell off at that point.
I don't know. It was too much. Cat. Yes, the insignificant part of Florida.
He lives in the fake part of Florida. It's not really considered Florida.
I really do. To a lot of Floridians, it's not, because we don't have anything to do with Orlando. So if you look at the state of Florida, I live in Pensacola. Pensacola is right at the Alabama border. So between Pensacola and right before you hit Tallahassee, that's Central Time Zone. Basically, at the Swanee River, which is right before you hit Tallahassee, is Central. And then the whole rest of freaking Florida is Eastern.
And funny story, I lived in Suwannee County for about 6 years of my life in Live Oak, which is a tiny-ass country town in the middle of nowhere. But everybody knows Swanee River, the whole Swanee River Music Festival was like a big thing for Florida. But like there was nothing there. It was just it was still Eastern Time Zone because we were obviously east of Tallahassee. I will be right back though. Hold on.
Okay. I'm having to switch from my phone, which I use to watch all of y'all, to my computer because my phone has officially gone to 15% battery, so I'm going to see if I break anything. Hold on just a second. Apparently the Captain Morgan is talking. See if I can click something and not break it. I'm going to start hearing myself here in a minute. So yeah, so a very small portion of Florida is in Central Time Zone. And like I said, when you hit Tallahassee, all right, let me turn my sound off. Okay, cool. All right, let me turn this phone off. Yeah, it confuses a lot of people actually. In Florida because they're like, "What the hell?" And they're like, "Yup, welcome to Central Time Zone." Power this off. There we go. All right, now we're back in business. See, Josh says I'll have to get a video for you nerds in participating in a live D&D campaign at our local sci-fi bar. We were on stage playing in front of the customer. I'm one of the things I'm doing this year is I'm doing an event every month this year at the Sanders Beach Corey Jones Center in the ballroom. The first thing I'm going to be doing is a swing dance, and so I'll actually have some video of that. I may have actually some cool video for y'all at some point.
I'm back. What I missed?
Welcome back. Nothing.
Unfortunately, I did not continue the tradition of peeing on frogs as in honor of Mark, but
as Mark would do. No, the only thing you missed was my phone finally went to 15%, so I had to switch over to the computer for YouTube and turn the phone off. That's about it.
Well, I figured we would just make this an extended stream considering I wasn't able to work out because of my the addition I did to my tattoo. So,
right,
along with the Captain Morgan and this evening, we're going a little longer here. Don't expect this every week by any means. My liver and stomach cannot take this.
Yes, and my oldness can't take the 3 hours. But yeah, so I hopefully these events that I'll have at the ballroom down the street from me. Some of them I'm actually going to live stream, just in general, not to Haunters Anonymous. Now the Vampire Ball that I'm going to have on October 21st will be live streamed all over the damn Facebook and YouTubes. I will be making that happen. So
we can connect it to Haunters Anonymous.
Well, it'll be interesting. You know, it'll be a Halloween event, and it should be by the time October hits here. I suspect that the word's going to get out about the other events, and it's going to be actually a pretty big event. The ballroom will hold 700 people standing up. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
I love the idea of a Halloween ball. That's something that like just isn't really common anymore. It really should be. Communities having a Halloween ball like that. That's awesome.
Well, we had we had an annual meeting of the neighborhood a few days ago, and I mentioned it and some other stuff. And
there goes that Streamloots thing again. I don't know what the hell that's going on. Like that's not me.
It has, well, you know, one day you'll have to check and see if it's a new thing with Streamloots. It's cool.
It could be, yeah. But if you have not yet gotten some of our Streamloots, please do so. Benefits the show, goes directly back to you guys, and it's hilarious. Like Reggie and Zach and Danny and Mark and Max and so many people have just demonstrated it's hilarious to be interactive with the stream in that sense where you can literally interrupt the things that we're saying.
Especially me when I don't expect.
I think right now.
Tara, the place where I'm having this is called the Sanders Beach Corrine Jones Resource Center. It's basically our community center here in the neighborhood I'm at. But it's a beautiful resource. It's a beautiful center. It has a huge ballroom and it overlooks Pensacola Bay. It's one of the most unique resource centers and community centers I've ever been to. And without boring the bejesus out of everybody, yay, the Pumpkin Man.
Tremble, mortals.
Oh shit, we got a Flame of Doom. Hold on, I gotta get that going.
Has come to this
10 minutes of
world.
Flame of Doom over here.
Oh my God. No, this is I'm actually in Pensacola, Florida. So I'm going to have an event every month at this place. Like I said, without boring you about this technicalities and all this stuff about how I'm finally be able to do this, but the first event I'm going to have is it's called Swinging by the Bay, and it's going to be a swing dance on March the 12th.
I forgot how funny some of these Streamloots are. Zach is going to town right now with his Streamloots.
Oh my God. But I'm gonna be doing a sit down drive-in. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have a bunch of pictures. Of course, I won't post them on Hunters Anonymous or anything. I have a page called My Sanders Beach, and there's a website, and I'll be posting them on there. If you get bored and you just kind of want to look that stuff up.
Oh, the Flame of Doom is yet again returned to the stream. It's been a while.
Yeah.
How many of
Well, at
those
least-
damn things did you get, Zach? You got the same GIF every time. I need to go and adjust the drop rate of some of these.
I gotta figure out how to sign in again because I don't know what the hell. I've looked all over the place. I have no idea what my sign in for Streamloots is.
Josh said we need to do a stream loop of Jen scaring the shit out of him on his lives. I have that saved, I think, on my computer somewhere, so I can totally make that into a Streamloots card.
That would be funny. Tara, where I live at Sanders Beach, I'm completely privileged to be here. I love it here. My family's lived here for 150 years. Yeah, it's a great community in Pensacola, without a doubt.
Which is hard to say for a lot of communities these days. You know, they don't really have the vibe that they used to have.
Nope. Ours is changing. I mean, the world's changing, but we have like no crime here. I mean, if you looked at like a crime reports map, we're like this bubble in Pensacola. We don't have crime here. I mean, like I said, I live a block away from the water, from the Pensacola Bay. I live a block away from the Bayou Chico. So we've got old and new houses here. I can walk downtown. If I wanted to go downtown, I could walk there in about 25 minutes. I could drive there in like 2. I could bike there in a few minutes. Everything I need is around me pretty much. Like I said, we have a community center that's fantastic. One of the most beautiful ones I've ever seen. I mean, you can't beat the view of the ballroom.
Did you see
And
Kat's comment about we outlasted Ellen?
Wow.
Yes.
Zach Black wants to remind you to go show science behind the scare some love.
Oh,
Yay,
we still have a Science Behind the Scare card. That's unfortunate.
Well, that probably needs to go away.
That does need to go away. Post haste.
We've got some Streamloots activities tomorrow to take care of.
Unfortunately, we do. Some future streams that we just don't endorse currently. Unfortunately.
Wow.
Well, that really
Zach
don't
Black
exist
wants
anyway.
to remind
Quite
you to
honestly,
go
it doesn't
show
exist
science
anymore.
behind the scare
It really
some
doesn't,
love.
not on its own.
Uh-uh.
Which is unfortunate because I always enjoyed
It was-
having him around.
Yeah, me too. I really can't.
Wow.
I don't
Really-
want to rag on
Zach
him and
Black
Amy.
wants to
Like,
remind
No.
you to go show science behind the scare some love.
Nope, me either.
Science Behind the Scare was a great show, and he did a lot of work. And
He busted it. Yeah, he busted his ass, and
really
then just
did.
threw it right out the fucking window for two dumb dicks.
What can you do?
And their triad
That was
and their affiliations.
literally me slamming my hand on the desk in just frustration of the whole situation.
And when you did, like, all the residual pre-workout explosion went everywhere.
I swear to God, if I took a picture of this mouse pad that is consuming my desk, it looks like I am Pablo Escobar. There's so much white residual powder from those pre-workout explosion drinks that I make. It's just unfortunate.
I just find the whole naming convention of their product to be funny.
I did get some new stuff that I found through a workout group that I'm in that is supposed to be like the top tier. And it was funny because they had a flash sale on Amazon. It was like a 15-minute sale. Oh, I got a stream loads. Zach
Black would like to change the topic to vote for me.
Vote for me. If you can give me a legitimate reason to vote for you, I will vote for you. If no one provides a legitimate reason to vote for them, they shall not be voted for.
I'd vote for Zach because he comes on Facebook and he's violent.
Yeah, if you are a fan of Zach Black and you aren't friends with him on Facebook, and you want to see the epitome of choosing violence in the morning,
yes,
he is currently on a mission to oust.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now he changed the topic
Zach
to
Black would like to change the topic to don't voice your opinion.
So we can't give our opinion now.
Okay.
Tara said, "Why are we voting?" What, Tara? You would not believe how relevant that question really is to the overall schematic of this entire thing. Because the people that want you to vote for them have virtually no idea as to why you should vote for them. Except visit our website once a day per IP to benefit us in the way of AdSense revenue. Hashtag called out.
Sass. Sassy. Oh, you know what I should do it? Let me do it this way. Hold on. Sassy.
Oh, shit. It echoed beautifully. I feel like this is a good segue into the Haunt Actor showdown that we're going to be hosting. If you want to win actual money
or a violent pre-workout explosion.
Zach Black would like to change the topic to pawns on the chessboard.
Yeah, Vic.
Zach wants to change his topic to pawns on the chessboard, which he eloquently discussed as playing chess with a pigeon on a chessboard.
That's true. Vic, Science Behind the Scares kind of folded himself into another group, unfortunately.
Who has issues with us. So
yeah.
You won't likely see him on our show anymore.
No. And that's sad.
It is sad because he was a great guy and he was always a really vital part to our chat. He discussed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we enjoyed him, but he succumbed to the vexings of that whole bullshit scurry face group and the pedo clowns and the triad of ding dongs and Bing Bong the fuck nut, and he was lured into the bullshit, and they convinced him that he'd be better off folding himself into
Zach Black would like to change
the
bullshit
topic
to join the
NWO instead of actually doing what he was doing so well. And it's very sad.
And it had a lot of promise, like a lot of promise on his show.
Yep. So it
is what it is. Another night's worth of Captain Morgan.
Yeah, we don't. Oh my god.
I don't have enough Captain Morgan to discuss that entire situation. But
So
we gave, you know, prior warnings to such a thing to people, but sometimes they don't understand.
yeah. Yep. People's heads can get full of nonsense to the point where they literally just the nonsense flows out of their ears and they can't hear anymore. So
And this is 100% no hate to science behind the square. Pfft. My brain is like fucking on a whole nother realm right now. Science behind the scare. No hate whatsoever to that show. He really busted his ass and did a lot of work. And being interrupted by Zach Black wanting to change
Zach
the
Black
topic.
would like to change the
I
topic
pressed
to
the
I
butt
pressed
hurt
the butt
button.
hurt button LMFAO.
God.
I need to remove Zach's ability to make comments on his stream loads.
No. Oh my god. It would be a terrible world without Zach being able to make comments on.
Oh, it's gonna get us in so much trouble that we don't fucking care about.
Yeah. Whatever. The long story short is that we actually do miss Science and Nick, but he really literally did get lured into complete and utter bullshit. And then once he got lured into the bullshit, to him we became toxic and violent and all the shit that basically mimicking all the shit that these other people say. Literally like the cult. He literally got pulled into the cult, and it's very sad, because we really did love having him on the show and all that stuff. But um, uh, if he wants to be part of a cult, and basically be a puppet and mimic things that they say, which are completely untrue, then so be it. I don't have time for that shit.
No,
I really,
there
I
was
just don't.
always a place for science behind the scare on the show, and
Yeah.
honestly, I don't have any hard feelings for him. He did what he thought was a good decision, and that's, you know,
Well,
maybe he's doing what he thinks
he,
is the right.
now he did what he was told was a good decision, not what
Yeah,
he thought was.
basically.
I want to make that distinction because I want to take that away from him. It really was not his fault. It really wasn't. It was peer pressure.
It
Tara's
really is.
reminding us.
I was literally
She's-
just about to say Tara said it was past midnight. I know
Yeah.
she wants to go to bed, and I know
She's like-
you need to.
she's like, I can't go to bed if y'all keep talking because I got to be here.
I'm gonna miss something. But hey,
I've got to have.
you know, it's always available on Facebook. You can just skim to the end and be like, "What the fuck did I miss exactly?"
Did I miss Mike falling down into a
He
chair?
just fell asleep.
Mike-
He took 2 Tylenol and he was done.
You know what? Actually, that may happen tonight. Right after my peanut butter sandwich.
That's gonna be my go-to after the show. I'm gonna down a gallon of water and take some aspirin.
Well, let's wind it down so we can let these people go to bed because I am actually my butt is now completely. I can't feel my butt because I've been sitting here for 3 hours. But actually, once again, a fantastic show. I think it's a great way to reopen up Haunters Anonymous, get it out of the hiatus. As we always say, I need to like the stream while I'm here. Did I ever like it? I did.
Oh yeah, make sure you like the stream just
Everybody
for
like the stream.
continuity's sake that everyone's
And be
liked the
sure-
stream.
Be sure to share it all over the place so we can. The next
So
show
we
will
can
be
get
us
so
being
much hate.
haters.
I guarantee you it's going to be a hot day the next 3 days. It's just going to be fucking nonsense galore, and we're so bad for the community, and we need to be canceled because we're assholes and speak the truth.
Yeah, Josh, we'll still have the Pizzazz show. We're working on it. We just came out of hiatus, dude. Ooh, this show's. I'll have to sleep all day tomorrow just because of this show. I'm kidding. Your beach town looks great. I added a post of my little town also. We both have a bit of paradise. Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you. I love it here.
And if you haven't
But yes.
followed Zach on Facebook, go ahead and do such a thing because you will
Yeah.
laugh your ass off at some of the stuff he goes on about.
Yeah, and then some of the stuff we're saying will make more sense. Be sure to check out Haunt Hub too. Also, be sure to check out Haunt Weekly. They are pretty cool people. Like I said, some of the things are a little inaccurate, but they've been around. They've been around since 2016 doing this, so I give them a little kudos. But
And that's
James, I definitely
that's the kind of honesty you're gonna get. Like, it's just we support people that are here for a specific purpose and not just to fall in line with the herd.
yeah, and they do fall in line with. We're in agreement with a lot of the stuff between the two of us. They don't know that because they've never heard of us, I'm sure, but
Which is fine because again,
which is also fine. Yeah,
we're here for you guys, and everybody that's here makes the show fun and entertaining. And I promise you, the next few days, you're going to see a lot of shit that people are talking about us because we've said things that, you know, their sensitivities are going to be triggered, and you know, we're going to be the bad guys. But, you know, to those of you that are here, you completely understand and have some common sense that you can follow, like what we've always said. But be prepared. You're probably going to get ostracized if you let them know that you're a part of anything to do with our show, because we're the toxic group of you know, intellectuals that like to call things as everyone sees them, not just our opinions.
we're the audio Haunt Hub.
That's really what it's come down to. It's like, yeah, we say some things that are a little more drastic than what others do, but we're not promoting ourselves as being the standard for the community. We want to break the standard. We want to be above the rest. We want you guys to have your voices thrown out into the world, which is exactly why I was trying to make sure that your comments show up on the screen.
Which it does very well.
And
Awesome stream
Vic,
tonight. Hello.
you have an open invitation anytime you want to come onto the show and just rant about things.
Absolutely, everybody does. Hell, all of you come on. We got plenty of room.
But yeah,
All of y'all.
don't be surprised if in the next few days you see the hordes of people saying how toxic and bad we are for the whole haunt community. You know, make informed decisions. It's entirely up to you guys.
It's all good.
We're here for your entertainment, and we're not trying to, you know, we're not here to make enemies. We just say shit how we see it.
And there you go. All right, let's wind it down. I can go to bed.
Fucking
Tara
been
can go to
trying
bed.
to do that for 5 minutes, and this doesn't seem to be working.
People love to hate me. Yeah.
That's,
all right.
You know, that's how it is. It's okay. It's okay to not be loved by, you know, a majority of fake people. If you get it, you understand, you know where we're coming from. You guys see the interaction we get. You're all a part of it. There's no veil of secrecy behind our followers.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just fucking let's end this stream so I can go to bed.
Before I pass out.
Because I'm
all right,
literally
everybody.
about to restart this rant. So let's
let's
move
no,
on.
let's not restart. We'll make it a part 2 next Wednesday. So we'll see you next Wednesday, everybody. Once again, thank you for everything. Thank you for the over 3 hours you gave to us. Absolutely phenomenal. Everybody get some rest. Have a very safe day. And I'll let James close it out.
Yeah, if I close it out, we're going to be here for a little while. So
no, we don't need that.
Yeah, let's just end the night on a good note and show our appreciation of everybody that's here and supports what we do for you. And we, you know, all these last year and a half, 2 years, literally was built on you guys. So you're carrying the weight of this show. And we can only thank you so much. And I think that's all that I have to add for that. So I want everybody else to go. Have a good night. Get some sleep.
Get out. Get out of my bar.
Take your Tylenol. The fucking last call was 15 minutes ago, so it's on you. But
Lord.
Yeah. Everybody have a good night. I know I'm going
Good night.
to.
Oh my goodness. Apparently. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you so much again. Stay safe. Sleep well when you do.
See you guys. I gotta find the end of the show here. So good night, everybody.
Good night.